It's okay if she has to try harder than others. She has a valid reason forcing her to step out into the world. From afar, seeing the familiar white car turning into the intersection, I confirmed the license plate. In her eyes immediately appeared sparkling starlight. He was that reason. Living for someone else might be a very sad thing. But that was how he continued living. He lived for that. I watched the car stop right before me. She smiled through the car window, exchanging glances with me. She opened the door and got in. I asked if work was tiring today. She shook her head, saying not tired. We both chatted a few simple lines. The car slowly rolled onto the main road and gradually stabilized. While waiting at the old familiar red light at the intersection, she spoke. Yesterday, I'm truly sorry, Ethan. If you hadn't mentioned it, I would have forgotten too. This afternoon when walking, remember to tell me the answer. Oh no, she blinked. I'd also forgotten, after parting yesterday. I'd been restless all along, not understanding why I became so stubborn, self-blaming and overthinking all day. So completely forgot about that. Looking at that silly girl's dazed expression. Just one look and knew she hadn't bothered thinking. I looked at her saying, looking at you, I know you've figured it out, right? Why did you want me to hit you yesterday? She stammered, about to use the method of testing answers one by one. Then I glanced once and guessed her intention. I warned, you only have one chance to answer. If wrong, I'll really hit you. She avoided my gaze, lightly gripping her fingers, saying quietly, I still haven't figured it out. Green light came on. Car slowly turned wheels, waiting for the car to stabilize again. Then I'll give you more time. Later after eating, when walking, tell me. Understand? Understood, she answered without much confidence. After dropping me at the rental, I drove home. In that brief parting time, Sophia couldn't sit still, even forgot to add water when cooking rice. Had to switch to eating instant noodles temporarily. While eating also uneasy. Eating without tasting anything. Felt like weekend homework not done. While the homeroom teacher announced next period would check everyone individually. Anxious feeling kept increasing. She racked her brain thinking. She'd already answered yesterday. Shouldn't have suggested Ethan take her along. But I denied that answer. Telling her to think again from the start. Honestly, besides that answer, she truly couldn't think of any reason I'd say I wanted to hit her. No matter how hard she tried remembering, couldn't know. While her little brain was operating at full capacity. Time passed strangely fast. When realizing, outside the window had gradually darkened. Dusk like a river. Phone message notification sound rang. I sent her an Instagram message, asking if she'd eaten. Later going out to walk. She typed replying. Both chatted a few simple lines. Agreeing to meet downstairs in a few minutes. Ending the conversation, I put away the phone, adjusting outfit slightly, sighing accepting fate, completely abandoning struggling, truly couldn't think of it, only accepting punishment left, also didn't know how I'd be hit. Would it be hard? Where would I be hit? But if I performed better, perhaps would be hit lighter? But speaking back and forth, I was so stubborn, temperament also so bad, if not hit harder, definitely wouldn't remember long. Her thinking was truly somewhat special. After completely abandoning resistance, she switched from trying to think of the answer to thinking how to be punished harder. Just in a few brief seconds. Psychology changed very subtly, while I was completely unaware, not understanding the danger within. Leisurely pedaling the rented e-bike, enjoying the pleasant evening breeze, riding past the school campus, reaching the parking area before the rental building. Locking the bike. You're here? She ran over pitter-patter, displaying especially obedient appearance. Intention obvious. I thought I'd seen through her, so suppressed laughter. This silly girl couldn't hide anything. Wasn't it just not thinking of the answer? Wanting to appear obedient to avoid punishment. Truly couldn't be easier to understand. Rather funny actually. I deliberately teased her a bit. I pretended not seeing her obedient look. Acting serious saying, the answer, finished thinking? She looked at me with sincere eyes. Let's go somewhere with fewer people. Just saying one answer yet creating such solemn atmosphere. Could she have truly figured it out? Going somewhere with fewer people. Did she want to create some romance for me? Host-guest roles seemed switched. I pretended, showing no emotion. Actually also somewhat anticipating the romance she prepared. Wondering what it'd be like. We both walked the familiar path taken when strolling. There was a section where we often kissed. Right in the dark area between two street lamps. Plus roadside trees providing cover. That was the place both tacitly understood as having few passers-by. Reaching there, Sophia stopped first, turning to face me. Now, speak. Only one chance. Don't answer wrong. Just finished speaking. She looked at me. Then suddenly knelt down, completely without warning signs. Knelt so properly, stunning me. What are you doing? Chapter 56. A somewhat chubby young woman determined to lose weight. Went evening jogging. Running laps around the school campus was very convenient. Before leaving, she'd boldly declared would eat healthily. Run 10 laps daily. This month definitely must lose 5 kilos. Result. Just leaving, running a dozen steps. Already panting. Ahead was precisely a dark stretch between two lamps. Dark as dark. Walking also works. At least won't trip on anything. She found herself an excuse. Then reassuredly slowed down, accidentally glancing sideways. Saw by the trees 2 people standing. Curious, so looked more carefully. Saw a man gripping a girl's collar. Never seen such a scene before. Who knew what they were doing? She quickly accelerated again, running fast away from that dispute spot. Meeting this scene at night. Honestly a bit scary. Go eat barbecue to calm down. On the other side by the trees. Almost reflexively. When Sophia knelt down, I immediately grabbed her collar, pulling her up. Hand still gripping her collar tightly. She was stunned, not understanding what was happening. What are you doing? I was slightly taller than her. Her being held by the collar had to stand on tiptoes. Head tilting up slightly. Looking up. Hit me. My brain seemed overheating from overload. Upon understanding what was happening, I released my hand. Force in hand gradually loosening. She could finally stand steady. I looked at her intently. Wanting to say something but stopping. Initially I'd been somewhat happy. Didn't expect this silly girl could actually think of the answer. Truly not easy for her to become enlightened. Who knew after all that, she just accepted fate. Even offering herself up for punishment. Looking at the girl awaiting me. I wanted to say something but didn't know how to start. Seeing me silent, she thought I was hesitating. Worried I wouldn't bear to act or would hit too hard. So gently said, I've thought carefully. With a terrible temperament like mine, if not punished severely, won't remember long. Saying this, she paused a moment, then looked straight in my eyes, gaze sincere. Hit me however you want. Just leave me one breath is enough. I could see she'd truly thought carefully. But clearly she shouldn't have thought in that direction. Seeing her about to kneel again, I quickly grabbed her collar, keeping her standing. My voice somewhat irritated. Stand properly. She obediently stood still, hurriedly apologizing. Sorry. I thought if I knelt, it'd be easier for you to act. I did it on my own. My mouth slightly opened. Good heavens. She even thought of ways to make it easier for me to act? Don't understand what her brain was thinking anymore. Truly beyond help. I several times opened my mouth but couldn't say a word. Had to stay silent a moment to calm down. Then said, Do you really want me to hit you? She lowered her head. I did wrong. Deserve being hit by you. Then wouldn't I become a domestic abuser? She quickly shook her head vigorously. No, it's not like that. How is it different? One is venting anger through violence. One is teaching through love. I thought a moment, then gave an example. Like teachers using a ruler to hit mischievous students' hands. The heart is also wanting to teach. I was stunned a moment. Temple twitching lightly. Still daring to say such things? I coldly exposed. This kneeling type isn't normal at all. Has nothing to do with teaching. Her body trembled slightly. Head bowed. Hand still gripping the $100 bill tightly. Actually that was her small hidden thought. Better explain clearly. If you say it's some personal preference, I'd still understand. It's not like that. She reflexively immediately looked up, denying. She couldn't bear this type of misunderstanding. But when touching my gaze, couldn't help but lower her head, quietly repeating once more, not like that. Then what is it? Sophia kept her head down. Silent a moment. Then slowly spoke. I feel very guilty toward you. You treat me very well. But I'm too stubborn, too obstinate. I continued. So you want to kneel and apologize? She pressed her lips, lightly nodding. I was truly speechless. Do you also want to kowtow a few times? Then burn some paper offerings while you're at it? Peeved. She couldn't help laughing. And I can still laugh. Sophia lowered her head again. Mouth corners pulling down. Gaze drooping, saying quietly, sorry. I didn't know where to start being angry anymore. Initially wanted her to think properly again. Don't undervalue herself like that. Result. Thinking all this time. Ended up thinking of this kneeling apology type. When I was about to find words to scold, she glanced up at me. Seeing my expression wasn't good, quickly lowered her head again. Saying quietly, don't say those things. It's unlucky. I was made to laugh by her. You also know it's unlucky. Yet still knelt before me. Before, I really didn't think that much. Then what did you think? I just thought if I knelt, you'd be happier. Being scolded, she lowered her head even deeper. Being told like that by me. Indeed, her thinking wasn't mature. I truly wanted to open her head and look. See what's inside. What kind of thinking produces such things? I'm even afraid opening it would find emptiness. Peeved. Almost heard her laugh. She tried biting her lip to not laugh aloud. Though knowing this moment shouldn't laugh. Still couldn't help it. Sometimes when I scold harshly, just a few lines can make people cry. But also sometimes, my scolding makes people want to laugh instead. Even though the one being scolded was herself. I narrowed my eyes. My voice not at all light. Just now did you laugh? She went cold, feeling somewhat startled. No, I told you to look up. She tried pressing mouth corners down. Then slowly raised her head. But just thinking about what I said earlier. Afraid opening the head would find emptiness inside. Couldn't help wanting to laugh. I said again, can still laugh? Truly carefree. Now, say what's so funny. Speak. She lowered her head without responding. I repeated once more. She had to confess. You said afraid opening my head would find it completely empty inside. Is that so funny? A bit funny. I asked again, what's funny about it? She said quietly, that empty head part. Hearing it just feels funny. Being pressed to question word by word. She couldn't laugh anymore. Didn't just say it was funny? Why not laughing now? She answered, seems not funny anymore. You're truly hopeless, Sophia. She clutched her sleeve hem, silently listening to my scolding. After the laughter passed, I started scolding more seriously. Her nose started stinging. I scolded a while more. What did you say yesterday? Said yourself unworthy of appearing outside. Saying being with me makes me lose face. Listen to those words again. What are they? Sophia, you're my girlfriend, Ethan Carter's. The person I seriously considered before dating. The person I want to date toward marriage. I like you. Do you know when you said those things yesterday? How uncomfortable I felt. I wanted to scold her awake. But didn't want words too harsh. So most of my focus was finding how to choose words. I didn't notice that before me was a girl who'd already started trembling under my scolding, thin shoulders slightly shaking, along with soft sniffling sounds ringing intermittently. Right the moment I mentioned marriage, suddenly went silent. I continued scolding. Yesterday you even said needed me to hint. I already kissed you, yet you still don't understand? I said I wanted to hit you. Because you look down on yourself too much. You don't know how important you are. To me, you're more important than anything. I hadn't finished speaking. My mouth was suddenly blocked. I couldn't restrain, eyes widening. All my vision now was her tear-drenched face. She closed her eyes, using lips to send the belated apology. Sorry. Words like yesterday, I'll never say again. I also love you. Chapter 57. Can I rely on you a little? Her eye sockets slightly swollen. She used a towel to apply, looking intently at the mirror. Last night I'd scolded her a lot. Also unclear which line made her completely collapse. By the roadside, under the trees. She'd cried while kissing me. Then buried her face in my chest, hugging me and crying very long. Cried like a child, cried until soaking a patch of my shirt. She embarrassedly said would wash it for me. I said no need, she'd cried too much already. This morning waking up, her eyes still somewhat red and swollen. Around 8 a.m., I sent her a message, saying around noon would pick her up to eat with the group. In the Instagram message I said, just a simple company small group gathering. Told her not to worry. Mouth agreed like that, but how not to worry? This was an important step for her approaching normal life closer. A precious training opportunity. Hang in there, Sophia. I cheered her on inside. Looking at myself in the mirror. Eyes still somewhat swollen. Must apply compress more. On the other side, I'd just taken mom to the farmer's market, returning home. Company gathering? Oh, I see. Knowing I wasn't eating at home again. My mom seemed somewhat disappointed. Remembering before, this kid was very active about eating. Before mealtime. Already running to the kitchen offering help. Actually wanting to eat early. Now though back in Riverside working. 1 week couldn't eat home many meals. Either dating girlfriend or busy with company work. Thought this weekend could sit and eat together. Result was going to company gathering. But my mom also understood. Relationships needed maintaining. Socializing was also part of work. So actually didn't blame me. Just felt time together gradually decreasing. The older, the less presence at home. While waiting for water to boil, she watched me beside intently peeling potatoes. Asking me, how are things with your girlfriend lately? I focused on peeling. While working answered, great, mom. Last night even slept hugging each other. My mom glared at me. Mom's asking how the relationship is. Who cares if you two hug or not? I was speechless. Great, mom. Probably won't be long before bringing her home to meet you. Hearing that, my mom immediately about to say more. I predicted it, so quickly interrupted. Before bringing her, I'll let you know first. Don't worry, mom. Being cut off mid-sentence. Mom got a bit irritated, starting to find it unbearable, right? Think mom talks too much? The sense of threat immediately made my hand freeze. I secretly glanced at mom. Then smiled awkwardly. Not at all. Just that mom says so much, I remember it well. I pay attention to everything mom says. No irritation at all. Mrs. Huilan also didn't continue that topic. Asking a bit was enough. I took out the cutting board. Cutting technique very skilled. Movements practiced. Potatoes cut into even pieces. I quickly put them in the oil pan. Speeding up peeling the rest. Only one last potato in hand. My mom said no need to peel more. Mrs. Huilan took the half-peeled potato from my hand. Quickly cutting pieces into the pot. I quickly reminded. Haven't finished peeling, mom. Your mom doesn't run a restaurant. Why need to be so fussy? Normally at home we leave the skin on. Just wash clean is enough. I momentarily thought, then why earlier did mom tell me to peel? My mom stirred the pot bottom with a spoon. Afraid you'd be too idle and uncomfortable. So found something for you to do. I was truly moved, worthy of being my biological mother. Helping with housework a while. Seeing it nearly time, I returned to my room changing outfits. Tidying up a bit then saying, Mom, I'm heading out. Drive slowly. Leaving home. I drove to pick up Sophia. She messaged me when going downstairs. Logically speaking, taking a girl out should notify in advance. Because girls doing makeup and such usually take more time. Advance notice also shows respect. But Sophia was somewhat different. Before me, she kept almost no pride at all. Of course still did makeup, still dressed neatly. But she always prepared very early. Never waited for my notice before starting preparations. Just needed me to message. She'd immediately go downstairs waiting for me. I knew her like this. So this time I waited until leaving home. To notify her. So that silly girl wouldn't have to wait on the street too long. Sophia stood by the roadside. Eagerly watching. Right now she was very tense. Fingers slightly cold. But gaze extremely determined. Like about to enter an exam room. Actually speaking, for her, this truly was an exam. She had to hide psychological issues. Pretend being a normal person standing beside me. Trying step by step entering my life. Before, I was always the one proactively caring for her. The one accommodating her. Now when she'd made progress, was also trying to understand my life. In this relationship, not just me being patient, she was also making efforts. Efforts overcoming difficulties. To move closer to me. The familiar car appeared in sight. Her eyes immediately lit up like stars. She exhaled lightly, then was confident inside. Car stopped right before her. Both exchanged smiles. She got in the passenger seat. Today you look different from usual. Normally for work I wore simple clothes. Though still young. Looked very much like a standard office worker. Dress shirt, tie, slacks, basically just that much. But today was completely different. Fine feathers make fine birds. I wore a retro jacket. Plain sweatshirt underneath. Casual office-style cargo pants. The whole outfit looked youthfully energetic. She looked at me smiling brightly. Somewhat smitten, so heart beat faster. Nervous feeling also eased somewhat. Nervous? I asked her. Sort of okay. I then briefly explained today's schedule. Telling her not to be tense. Just eating a meal. After that everyone would do their own thing. At mealtime eat another meal and done. I didn't drive immediately. While talking. Replied to everyone's group messages. Some colleagues had arrived at the restaurant first. Preparing early. Sophia suddenly thought of something. Immediately asking. Will going with you cause you trouble? Before I didn't think much. Just wanted to use this opportunity challenging myself. A bit thoughtless. Just now suddenly remembered. Don't know if it fits regulations. Or if it's convenient. I glanced at her, confirming she wasn't being self-deprecating again. Then lowered my head. While messaging replied saying, no trouble at all. Just a meal organized by the team itself. No regulations. Everyone very relaxed. Other colleagues also bringing family along. Just a meal. No need interacting too much with anyone. Just relax. Knowing she wasn't an exception. She sighed with relief. Inside also felt much less pressure. Waiting for me to finish replying messages. I started driving. On the road, seeing her still tense. I drove while continuing to tell her about the party arrangements. I told her more details. She'd feel more reassured. Also feel safer. I drove following phone GPS about 10 minutes. Hearing the notification. Go straight 500 meters ahead to reach destination. Sophia unconsciously sat up straight. Tension visible to the naked eye. Before had already relaxed quite a bit. Also mentally prepared thoroughly. But when truly about to arrive, she still couldn't avoid nervousness. I slowed the car, asking if she was scared. She seemed distracted. Didn't hear clearly, so I had to ask again. Only then did Sophia hurriedly answer, a little. Already scared to the point of losing all direction. Yet still saying just a little. Truly a silly girl. If feeling uncomfortable, tell me. I can take you back first. No need for any psychological burden. She answered, it's okay. I can handle it. Don't rush showing strength like that. Let me finish speaking. Sophia made a sound, then looked at me, expression very serious. I continued, I'm not asking if you can do it. I'm just telling you there's this way to handle it. Later you also won't interact much with them. No need to care about their evaluations. Even worried to the point of not speaking is okay. Avoiding eye contact is also fine. Even if they find you strange. It doesn't affect anything. Even less need to worry about implicating me. Or making me lose face. Those things aren't what you need to worry about. You just need to remember one thing. If scared, just move closer to me. I instructed word by word. Car speed gradually slowed. Parking spot right by the road. I pulled to the curb and parked. Turned off engine. Unfastened seatbelt. I turned looking at Sophia. She also looked back at me. Then placed her hand gently on the back of mine. Her voice gentle. Tone determined. I remember. You're my boyfriend. Before I saw you as hope. Also relied on you to overcome many difficulties. Now I also want to be like you once relied on me. I'll try relying on you a little. Chapter 58. Honestly, completely different from when working in Northfield. Company parties back then were all Japanese restaurants with seafood buffets. In Riverside here, though called self-organized, wasn't much different from team building parties. I'd researched beforehand. Here people commonly rented garden areas at farm restaurants. Eating on-site package deals. Regarding food, usually whole roasted lamb, roast suckling pig, grilled fish, etc. I consulted everyone's opinions, then reserved 2 lamb roast tables at a garden restaurant. Scheduled to eat at 12:30 today. Others had all arrived first. I deliberately timed arriving close to the hour. Not that I wanted to show off. But my position couldn't arrive early. Though I wasn't any high-level leader. Was still a small team leader. And also the organizer of this meal. Back in school days, at gatherings, organizers and officers all had to arrive early. But after starting work, it's different. Even opposite. In this group, I belong to minor leadership. If I arrived early, those arriving later would feel uncomfortable. Others would also overthink, wanting to care about everyone's feelings. I could only arrive on time. Or slightly late. Both were acceptable. Only early shouldn't be. Workplace communication had many unspoken rules. Could choose not exploiting them. But definitely must understand clearly. Wanting to help others. Wanting to care for others. Then even more must understand the game rules. In the car, Sophia turned looking at me. Asking. Looking at me like this, very strange, right? Just now I cried. Voice still a bit choked. I observed carefully a moment. Then answered, not too bad. She sniffled again, using phone screen as mirror. Then turned asking me, are my eyes red? A bit red, but doesn't affect anything. Without looking closely, won't notice. Then wait for me a bit more. I'll wipe again. I quickly opened the front camera. Getting tissues for her. Watching the silly girl trying to wipe tears bit by bit. I could only be speechless. Also unclear. What she was overthinking again now. Clearly just talked with her. Told her to rely on me more. Don't always think must bear everything alone. Yet somehow tears fell. Her tears truly weren't worth anything. Wanted to fall, they fell. I truly didn't understand what she cried about. Watching her gently wipe eye corners with tissue. I said, if scared, just rely on me. Don't mind others' gazes. She made a soft sound. I also didn't rush anymore. Looking outside the window. This garden area was on Riverside's outskirts. Just separated from residential areas. Quiet but not desolate at all. Living amenities very complete. No more crowded buildings blocking views. I could see very far. Instead were vast fruit orchards. Restaurant owners grew themselves, letting visiting customers pick and enjoy. Along the road many cars already parked. Most looked familiar. I'd seen at the company parking lot. I paused slightly, seeing Sophie's car. Almost forgot. Still had important things not instructed. I withdrew my gaze, turning to look at Sophia. If anyone bullies you, tell me. She thought I was joking again. So smiled asking, why would your colleagues bully me? I answered, helping someone needs a reason. But bullying someone doesn't. For someone intending to bully you, your existence is already the wrong. No reason needed at all. Seeing my serious expression, not like joking, she also gradually sensed something. I repeated, if scared, just rely on me. If anyone bullies you, tell me. Remember clearly? Being stared at intently by me. She also became more serious. I remember. She adjusted everything, then got out of the car. I proactively held her hand, facing the cool green garden. The air also seemed fresher. The house right ahead. We both walked along the roadside toward there. I looked all around, curiously observing surroundings, while she gripped my hand tighter, trying hard fighting inner fear. No mental energy noticing scenery. Reaching the house area, seeing the garden's sign, called Wellness Farm. Actually not much related to farming. Mainly wellness. Eating, playing, resting. This place could be considered a simple villa complex with gardens. Stepping through the main gate. First sight was a spacious large courtyard. Extending vision far. Still had grape trellises providing shade. Center of courtyard had 2 large tables. Tables already set with several dishes. People from kitchen continuing bringing food out. All garden staff. I immediately saw colleague Xiao Tian squatting not far away. He faced away from me, don't know doing what. This desk neighbor was a bit silly. But workability wasn't bad. Personality honest, no scheming at all. I also quite valued that sincere friendship type like him. I led Sophia walking closer. Getting near, saw he was feeding a dog sausages. You like dogs? Hearing the familiar voice, he turned around. Seeing clearly was me. He was slightly dazed, dropping the sausage then standing. Hello, team leader. I smiled, chatting a few lines. Even teasing him for being too serious. Making me tense too. Seeing his gaze shift to Sophia, I naturally introduced. This is my girlfriend. Just finished speaking. I clearly felt her hand grip tighter. Hello. Sophia tried not letting her gaze avoid, but speaking still somewhat stammered. Xiao Tian just stared at her blankly, dazed several seconds before reacting. Hello. His first impression was, she was very beautiful, but what stunned him was, compared to that time, when Sophie Chen showed everyone the video. Truly very different. Face was the same person, but makeup layer much lighter now. No more accessories like big sparkling earrings. How to say it? Both very beautiful. In that day's video, was a somewhat suggestive, somewhat forced beauty, while the person standing before him now was a pure, natural beauty. The contrast too stark. Just for a moment, he even thought I'd changed girlfriends. But honestly speaking, the person standing before him now was even more beautiful than the one he'd seen in that video. In an era where everything had filters. Like now, real person prettier than on screen, not many like that. Even Xiao Tian, who rarely noticed others' appearances, couldn't help but look at her several more times. Coming to his senses, he was about to exchange pleasantries with her. But I'd spoken first. Didn't you also bring your boyfriend? Where is he? Xiao Tian answered. He's inside with the others. Other colleagues all inside too. Inside has a pool table and mahjong machine. Lots of things to play. Everyone's inside. I made a sound. Inside, thinking this place indeed wasn't bad. Must say, Sister Qian truly did reliable work. This place was because I'd asked about suitable gathering spots. Then Zhao Qian recommended it to me. Why aren't you playing with everyone? Xiao Tian looked at the puppy on the ground. Honestly answered. I'm observing this dog a bit. My boyfriend said I'm like it. I looked, following his gaze. A very ordinary local dog. Probably just a few months old. I looked at the dog, then at Xiao Tian. Comparing a bit, couldn't see any similarities. I curiously asked. Similar where? Actually, I've been thinking about that too. My boyfriend told me to look and I'd know. He just took out sausages. Feeding the dog while observing. Cute or adorable, clearly not like myself. Exactly where similar, still haven't figured it out. Now I understand. He frowned, looking at the dog on the ground using its paw to hold the sausage, but gnawing its own leg instead. Truly a silly dog. Finally he understood. Chapter 59. Team Kim has 8 people, today 10 to 11 came. Xiao Tian brought his boyfriend along. Afraid of fighting over washing dishes. Brother Zhang brought his elementary school sister along. He wasn't assured leaving little sister home alone. Both had already messaged me beforehand on Instagram. I'd also considered that when preparing the gathering. Inside, Xiao Tian pulled his boyfriend to a corner. Both spoke quietly. Atmosphere didn't seem too good. Family matters, others pretended not to see. Just everyone perked up ears listening. You said I'm like a silly dog, right? I never said that. Then what did you mean? Good heavens. Going out to play and still wanting to fight? Can you not make people laugh at us? So embarrassing. You think I want fighting with you? You started it first. I never said anything. You're always like this. Only caring about others' feelings. Why can't you care about my feelings a little? I held Sophia's hand, briefly greeting everyone, because before, everyone had seen that video. So everyone couldn't avoid looking at Sophia several more times. Partly because in person she looked prettier than in the video. The rest because the difference was too great. Somewhat doubting if it was the same person. Though reaction not as dazed as Xiao Tian's. But almost. When being politely questioned by everyone, I simply said, "This is my girlfriend." After speaking, immediately shifted to other topics. Not giving anyone opportunity to chat with Sophia. also not making her tense having to stammer responses. Sophie Chen had met Sophia before, so her reaction also nothing special. She greeted me normally, then looked at Sophia. "Oh my, you're so beautiful." Before Sophia could answer, I'd naturally continued, starting to chat with Sophie Chen. Several times in a row, Sophie Chen tried pulling the conversation toward Sophia, but all failed. Perhaps because Sophia was too beautiful, making someone who'd meticulously done makeup like her also feel overshadowed. Perhaps because in my way of speaking still had some distance keeping. Sophie Chen finally had to give up. She left, initially planned exploiting casual conversation, taking the opportunity mentioning things related to that video, to embarrass her before everyone, conveniently creating pressure on me. But in the end, she couldn't say even one complete sentence to Sophia. No chance to show anything at all. When I wasn't paying attention, Sophie Chen deliberately glanced toward Sophia. But when I turned looking at her, in a blink had changed to another expression. She smiled lightly, voice joking. "I won't disturb you two anymore. I'll go check if the roast lamb is done. Today must eat really full. After all, team leader's treating." I smiled responding, chatting a few joking lines, telling her to relax, eat more. After Sophie Chen left, Sophia couldn't restrain lowering her head. I quickly noticed the change, asking quietly, "What's wrong? Uncomfortable?" Sophia looked up at me, asking quietly, "Just now I performed terribly, right?" She proactively chatted so enthusiastically, but I couldn't say a single word. That lively, beautiful girl earlier, before leaving, even looked at me with an unhappy gaze. She probably thinks I'm arrogant, or look down on others. Looking at her worried, self-blaming face, I didn't understand what just happened. Clearly earlier was still normal. How just chatting with Sophie a bit became like this? I shook my head, about to console a few more lines. Then a colleague walked in. He said, "Mealtime now." I said quietly to her, "Don't overthink. You did very well." I gripped her ice-cold hand tightly, silently, pulling her closer to me. Then together went to the courtyard to sit. 2 tables joined together. Each side placed 1 whole roasted lamb. Table had many other dishes too. 11 people, more than enough. Everyone talking very animatedly. Some even took photos. Originally this was a spontaneous gathering. No rules at all. Everyone around the same age. Relaxed, natural, all open. Atmosphere harmonious. I let Sophia sit beside me, proactively chatting with each colleague. Everyone drove their own cars so no one drank alcohol. Eating while chatting, facing questions or greetings from others, I handled very skillfully. Each time conversation was about to turn toward Sophia, I'd cleverly guide to other topics, redirecting naturally. A few words dissolved awkwardness. Everything handled smoothly. No one felt uncomfortable, nor did anyone notice her psychological issues. My workplace demeanor, she'd never seen before. Looking at my profile, confidently conversing, helping her resolve each situation. She suddenly seemed detached from everything. In her eyes only me remained. Many people think, when a man focuses on work, he looks very attractive. Actually, that's one of a person's most captivating moments. Calm, confident, and mastering every situation. Watching the person opposite shine in a field you don't understand at all. Very easy, making you want to trust, want to rely on them. That's the feeling of wanting to entrust yourself. Not just in work. For someone closed off like Sophia, nearly separated from society, she had no familiar fields at all. While I, whatever it was, could calmly handle it, not counting emotional matters. For her, I carried an indescribable attraction, a deadly appeal, like a moth rushing toward flame. If Sophia was a creature always seeking light, then I was the only light source in her world. Only difference, sometimes that light blazed bright, sometimes dimmed slightly. That meal had another very prominent person. Sophie Chen, like a colorful butterfly, fluttering among the crowd, just chatted animatedly with this person, then turned thanking that person for helping last time. Having someone like that at a party, atmosphere definitely couldn't be dull. Very lively, especially for our programming team too. Later everyone would meet frequently. This meal was also a chance maintaining relationships among everyone. Though no one drank alcohol, this meal still lasted very long. Everyone ate happily before dispersing. During the rest period after, inside had places for everyone to rest and entertain. Some played mahjong. Some played pool. Some sat on sofas eating fruit, playing games, chatting. I led Sophia to the garden for a walk, temporarily leaving the crowd. The fruit garden was grown by the farm owners themselves, specially for dining guests to visit and enjoy. Could pick and eat as much as wanted. Just don't waste. If wanting to pick and take home, would sell at very cheap prices. This garden type didn't need too much manpower investment for management. Didn't need hiring people for rush seasonal harvesting. Even less needed worrying about market prices. Saved thinking what to plant next year. Handling it this way reduced all sorts of labor costs. Whatever's cheap, plant that. Conversely, could maintain stable profits. Mainly still serving dining gatherings. A large orange grove looked very good. Heard behind was also a strawberry garden. Just not the right season. So no fruit. I casually picked an orange and peeled it, offering to Sophia, who'd been somewhat distracted since earlier. Getting far from people, she was also better somewhat, but still a bit flustered. Took several seconds to collect herself, continuously shaking her head saying no need. Looking at this silly girl's polite manner, I didn't say much either. Peeled half the orange, bringing it to her mouth. I can do it myself. Reaching to take it, I scolded her lightly. Avoiding her hand, still offering the orange. Just staring at her, she understood what I wanted. Tucking hair behind ear, somewhat shyly accepting the orange. She embarrassedly received it. Sweet? Yes, sweet. Her face slightly blushing. Both just walked while chatting, wandering the garden aimlessly. I occasionally fed her half an orange, enjoying the pleasure of feeding. Ate full at lunch? Yes, full. Actually a bit overly full. She didn't conveniently tell the truth. I knew she didn't dare serve herself food, so proactively helped serving. But I forgot one thing. She didn't dare refuse, even if already full. As long as I served, she couldn't bear leaving leftovers. Only way was continuing to eat. Both walked while talking, so didn't notice. At the same time, a not-so-friendly gaze quietly watched from across the garden, hidden behind foliage. Sophie Chen was secretly observing us. In her hand held an orange. Threw a piece in her mouth with annoyed expression. Sour as hell, terrible. Tossed it away. Ethan Carter completely different from the rigid image she'd imagined. That at ease demeanor during the meal earlier. Couldn't possibly be acting. Seems at the company he deliberately played dumb. Pretending not understanding emotions. Only knowing work talk. Clearly to shut her up. Sophie Chen had never lost face like this. And that girlfriend too. Now it's certain. Ethan Carter wasn't the type of foolish man. Then only one final possibility remained. That scantily dressed girl type. Called girlfriend to sound nice. But actually probably was being kept by him. Someone who didn't know her place. Thinking herself very important. The type of toy thrown away when bored. Don't know what's so arrogant. Talking without even bothering one glance at people. Think you're so great? Thinking this, Sophie Chen's gaze grew colder. Inside silently calculating something. Chapter 60. Each step seen very clearly. Thank you. Little Wenwen reached out to receive. Got quietly called by name by the brother beside her. The girl shyly withdrew her hand. Around 8 p.m., the party ended. I went to the kitchen wrapping over half a lamb leg to take home. Ordered a bit much. The morning's roast lamb still had quite a lot left. Brother Zhang had brought his elementary school little sister. Tomorrow she still had school. So the siblings drove home first. I went outside to see them off. Reaching the car, I gave the wrapped lamb leg to the girl. The girl was very polite. This morning sitting at the same table, I clearly saw she really liked the roast lamb, but was very restrained. Well-behaved obedient children should be rewarded. Brother Zhang, I turned saying to him. This morning I saw everyone couldn't finish. So told the kitchen to save a portion, no one's touched it. Don't mind it. Brother Zhang smiled saying, Team leader, I don't mind. Don't mind then let Wenwen take it home to eat. Tomorrow just reheat it. Saying so, I turned looking at the girl. Bending down offering the food bag. Wenwen looked at the full bag longingly. But still tried restraining. Glancing at her brother's expression beside her. Brother Zhang smiled lightly sighing. Thank you. Wenwen immediately brightened completely. Receiving the bag then saying thank you. I reached gently patting the girl's head. Also thank the sister. Saying so, I looked at Sophia. A quiet but clear thank you rang out. Originally an outsider like Sophia. Being called once. Immediately became tense. Gaze flustered. Hands not knowing where to go started picking at pocket edges. I said nothing, just gently held her hand, answering for her. Your thanks, she heard it. Go now, rest early. Tomorrow still have school. Okay. The girl smiled brightly, climbing into the backseat. I added a few more polite lines with Brother Zhang. Brother Zhang was one of Programming Team 2's technical pillars. The most capable person currently under me. Not good at socializing. Mouth also somewhat clumsy. But very genuine. Working with him very comfortable. I'd also briefly learned about his family situation. Not well-off household. Had a biological little sister 15 years younger. He was the only guardian. Setting aside that I already liked that girl. Just regarding work, winning over the girl. Was also the easiest way to draw closer relations with Brother Zhang. The leftover lamb portion. Could also take the opportunity gifting it properly. I stood by the car seeing them off. Reminding him to drive carefully. Remember safety. When the car just started. Wenwen poked her head out the window looking at me. I know. Though she didn't say anything. She's a very good person. Children always have their own way of perceiving. Clearly, she'd noticed Sophia's silence. But didn't at all think she was arrogant. Nor attach absurd accusations. I laughed. I'm curious. How do you know she's a good person? Wenwen smiled showing missing teeth. This morning she served me food. She's a good person. Wenwen, car's about to move. Don't stick your head out anymore. She pulled her head back. Waving goodbye to me and Sophia. Goodbye, goodbye. I also waved back, waiting for the car to go far. Sophia only then timidly raised her hand. Quietly waving goodbye. Goodbye. I gripped her cold hand. Smiling. See? I told you, you did very well. Even a child could see it. Sophia smiled lightly. Inside involuntarily felt warm. Fearful feelings seemed to also fade much. I held her hand turning back. Seeing off others preparing to leave early. Xiao Tian and his boyfriend seemed arguing again. I didn't approach. Just glanced once. Then standing from afar said loudly, when you get there. Message in the group. The other side responded. Then argued 2 more lines. Before getting in the car and driving off. Xiao Fang also had to leave early. Household matters. I saw off each person. Besides these people, still had several other colleagues staying inside. Sophia and I returned. On the way, I asked, this morning did you serve food to that girl? Sophia kept her head down answering softly, yes. I saw she didn't dare serve herself. I pretended jealousy. Yet you've never served me food. Words just finished. Sophia frantically flustered. Seeing her awkward wanting to explain look. I laughed. After laughing immediately gripped her ice-cold hand. I'm just joking. Returning to the house. Sophie Chen was laughing and chatting with colleagues. Clear laughter ringing throughout the room. Seeing me holding Sophia's hand returning. Sophie Chen smiled approaching. Team leader. Going to karaoke tonight? We all agreed already. I already reserved a room too. At Century Square. Sounded like kindly inviting. But actually was planned beforehand. Act first, report later. Clearly directly targeting me. Because of position limitations. I couldn't not go. Couldn't dampen everyone's spirits. I immediately understood. Externally smiled brightly. Great. Then everyone get ready and go together. Everyone very enthusiastic. Dispersing each their way. Driving to Century Square as agreed. Sophia and I didn't hurry leaving. At the back kitchen packing leftover food. Wrapping 2 tables worth of whole roasted lamb specially ordered. Including very many dishes. Not few dishes still completely untouched. Besides untouched dishes, also the half-eaten roast lamb. Everything packed to take home and eat slowly. Also unclear if the mini fridge in Sophia's rental room had enough space. Finishing packing everything, all stuffed into a large bag. Packed solid, full in the large bag. Carrying the bag leaving, the farm owner enthusiastically saw us to the door. Even leaving contact information with me. Saying next gathering come again, exchanging polite goodbyes. Getting in the car, I placed the food bag securely in the back seat. Ethan, you take these home to eat. Doesn't the supermarket let you take meals home? Stop always gnawing bread. Sophia, surprised by the concern, continuously shook her head saying no way. This much, how can I? I said your fridge can fit it, no problem. While speaking, one hand patted Sophia's shoulder. Can't fit, then squeeze a bit. Try working it out. Suddenly felt like an old leader talking. Not right. The problem wasn't whether it fit in the fridge. Sophia somewhat troubled. You also take some home to eat. Giving it all to me like this, I don't feel right. All day today eating your food, drinking yours. In the end even taking food away. What does that make me? I glanced, understanding this silly girl's thoughts immediately. My gaze somewhat unhappy. Starting again, aren't you? Sophia lowered her eyes. I'm asking. Will you listen or not? I asked casually. Like touching some switch. Sophia immediately looked up, afraid of answering even 1 second late. Perhaps because she was too much like a child. I don't know why I unconsciously patted her head. Then listen. Obediently take it home. Sophia obediently answered. Being patted on the head, she didn't feel uncomfortable at all. Even felt a bit pleased. I started the engine, not noticing the girl's gaze hiding delight. Note for next time. Girls getting head pats, hair getting messed is actually very annoying. Waiting for the car to stabilize on the main road, I casually chatted, praising her. Today you truly did very well. I saw all your efforts. But some things need taking slowly. Tense all day. I also feel for you. Hearing the praise, Sophia in the passenger seat smiled lightly. Happiness spreading at eye corners. I'll take you home first, sleep early. Don't play on your phone too much. Sophia looked at me puzzled. Aren't we going to karaoke? Stopped waiting for red light. I looked at Sophia. Why, you like singing? Want to play a bit? Not that I want to sing. Sophia avoided my gaze. Just want to be beside you. I teased. What? Afraid I won't behave? Want to manage me all the time? No, Sophia hurriedly explained. Just want more practice. Want to become normal sooner. I naturally understood her thinking. But karaoke rooms weren't like the farm. The farm was spacious. I could lead her away from crowds. Avoiding contact. Karaoke rooms were different. Just a few sofas. Everyone sitting crowded together. For her now, couldn't handle it yet. Just then the green light came on. I drove, starting smoothly, running steadily. I didn't look over but spoke. Way. The karaoke room has quite many people. You'll be scared. Later I'll take you again. After speaking, the passenger seat went silent. Quiet to a strange degree. I know. Her voice suddenly rang out. I know there are many people. I also know what I'm like. Sophia lowered her head. Both hands placed on lap, gripping tightly. But I want to be beside you. Today I already tried hard, right? As long as I get closer to you. You're also willing, holding my hand a bit. Saying this, she paused a moment, voice hoarse. In others' eyes, aren't I also almost like a normal person? Even if just trying to appear so. I heard it. Saying these words wasn't easy for her. She understood how serious her psychological issues were. Understood more than anyone. For this relationship, she'd exerted all strength to change. Though not knowing if all her efforts could improve things. How much could improve, all still unclear. But she'd never given up. Though ahead were obstacles, steps difficult, she still kept trying. Actually inside she was always very afraid. Afraid that despite trying so long, still nothing would change. Still be the same self. Afraid I'd have to wait too long. Afraid I'd let go, seeing no hope. That result, she couldn't bear. So she had to be faster. Had to try harder. Had to try more ways, training herself. Today tried hard all day. Seemed to have some effect. Just getting closer to me. Didn't it also look like a normal person? Even if pretending. Still had some effect, right? Your waiting isn't wasted. Please just wait a bit more. Just that Sophia wanted me to see. She lowered her head looking at the back of her hand. Releasing her bitten lip. Voice trembling. Can you take me? Today's efforts need an ending. I can prove that definitely in the future I can stand beside you. Like a normal person. Waiting for her to finish. In the car only remained music from the system. I didn't answer. Just focused on driving. Sophia also didn't repeat. Calmly thinking again, right. If in such a crowded place suddenly having an episode. Definitely would be very troublesome. Still many chances to prove. Like today was already very good. I thought insufficiently. Made too emotional a request. Getting out must apologize properly. Sophia lowered her head self-examining. A moment later the GPS rang. Go straight 300 meters ahead. About to arrive. Century Square. Huh? Sophia surprisingly looked up at me. Just saw me holding the steering wheel. Eyes not looking sideways. Mouth corners slightly smiling. Then I'll hold your hand tighter. And you must stand closer. Understand? Sophia dazed a moment. Then smiled, nodding firmly. Softly making a sound. In curved eye corners. Sparkled tears like stars. Waiting for the car to fully stop. I glanced. Sophia turned away, secretly wiping tears. I helplessly shook my head. Truly a silly girl. Silly to death. Am I blind? She so determinedly moved toward me. I could see, and see very clearly. Clear every single step. Chapter 61. Cold air from lingering rain spread through the atmosphere. Cloud layer pressing down all day. Finally showed signs of change. But that didn't affect the city's prosperity at all. Nightlife just beginning. At Century Square, neon lights shone on passing people in various colors. Bubble tea shops, hot pot restaurants. Bars crowded everywhere. Sunday night, last of the week. Always had people full of energy playing all night here. Before La TVKTV, happy crowds continuously entering and exiting. Faintly heard pounding music and people's shouts. I held Sophia's hand, leaning closer to her. If uncomfortable, tell me. Understand? Colorful neon reflected sparkling in my eyes. Looked especially beautiful. She firmly nodded. I know. Even proactively leaned toward me more. Fully mentally prepared. I don't know why I found it funny. Clearly a place for fun. But for her like a battlefield. I originally didn't plan bringing her here. Partly because crowded, small space, afraid she couldn't handle. On the other hand because there was also someone named Sophie Chen waiting for me. Me facing Sophie Chen alone was like playing with a kid. But if Sophia also came, would be many unpredictable factors. I truly feared Sophie Chen would pull something. Harming Sophia. This silly girl had worked hard so long. Just got some positive changes. Don't let Sophie Chen ruin it all in the end. I had to be more careful. Thinking so, I sent an Instagram message asking the karaoke room location. Entering the large lobby, asked a staff member playing on phone before the marble counter. He gave very clear directions. I walked on ivory white tile flooring, reaching the somewhat dim lit corridor. Finding the karaoke room. Standing before the door, soundproofing quite good. Just faintly heard sounds inside. I lightly squeezed Sophia's hand, signaling her to relax. She took a very deep breath. Mentally preparing ready. Pushed door and entered. Lively atmosphere rushed over. Inside the room music was playing. Lighting somewhat hazy. On the glass table sat a large beer pitcher. Everyone had their own glass. Sophie Chen clearly the leader. Holding beer glass happily chatting with each person. Amid the noisy liveliness, she keenly noticed someone arriving. Immediately stepped forward welcoming. Team leaders here. Leading me to sit on the sofa. I'm still driving. Also getting invited to drink? Sophie Chen already called a private driver. Moreover, singing without drinking feels awkward. She smiled while pouring. This is team leaders. Sounded enthusiastic. But actually not one superfluous word. Implications in words extremely sharp. Already arrived, so drink. Car has someone driving. Don't find reasons refusing. Basically left no retreat. Way of offering drinks very forceful. Actually, I didn't need her doing that. Since I came, naturally would drink a bit. Couldn't be bothered caring about tricks in her words. I took the glass, preparing to drink with everyone. Sophie Chen filled another glass, offering to Sophia. Oh, what should I call you? Spent the whole day together, still don't know your name. I said. She's not feeling well. Can't drink alcohol. Then I continued, naturally taking the glass she handed over. This glass, if she drinks it all, with Sophia's alcohol tolerance, she'd probably start getting dizzy. I couldn't let her drink. Sophie Chen made sounds, also not caring. I said, her name is Sophia. Seeing me handling everything for her, Sophie Chen felt uncomfortable inside. Just a nobody girl, the type frequently appearing at places like this. Why bother protecting her? So tiring. Truly can't stand looking. Though thinking so, she didn't show it. Acting playful and joking. Team leader, you control a bit too strictly. Won't even let her introduce herself. I responded with a joke. No choice. Used to being team leader. Now have to urge everyone submitting tasks. Became a habit. Controlling too much. Hearing me mention work-related words, Sophie Chen immediately reacted like allergic. Afraid I'd pull conversation toward work topics, she hurriedly steered to other topics, calling everyone to raise glasses. Thank team leader for treating us today. I took this opportunity, expressing hope everyone would be more tolerant working together later. If any oversights, hoped everyone would understand. All social pleasantries sounded formulaic, but everyone liked saying and hearing. Drank a few glasses. Atmosphere very happy. Several colleagues started singing. Usually didn't notice, now knew they sang very well. I sat on the sofa, just holding Sophia's hand. Since entering here, her complexion hadn't been too good. The hand I held was ice cold. I could feel her hand still slightly trembling. I feared she was forcing herself to endure, so always paying attention to her. Occasionally I'd lean close to her ear asking, feeling uncomfortable? Want me to take you home first? Sophia just looked at me, shaking her head. Just then Sophie Chen leaned over, sitting down on my other side. Wanted to drink privately with me. She curiously asked, how did you two meet, team leader? I answered, we were middle school classmates. Liar. Sophie Chen didn't believe it all, thinking I was just playing around with an ordinary girl. For face, made up stories outside. Even dared saying middle school classmates. Really know how to make things up. She continued pressing, wanting to expose me on the spot. But unexpectedly my answers were tight. Didn't reveal any opening. Sophie Chen wanted to bypass me, to talk directly with Sophia, wanting to use her as a breakthrough point for her pursuit plan. But I, like having activated comprehensive defense mode, didn't even give chances to talk with Sophia. After several attempts, Sophie Chen started getting irritated. Clearly had meticulously planned. Now had all favorable conditions. Timing was evening. Location was private karaoke room. The girl temporarily used as stepping stone also present. Everything seemed very smooth. Who knew? The only variable was me, whom she'd thought was a blockhead. What blockhead? I'm clearly a fortress, blocking everything. Who could break a fortress? Sophie Chen felt extremely frustrated. Whatever schemes she had, I could easily defuse. Felt like punching cotton. The ideal situation she'd imagined initially now became the biggest failure. Initially planned using Sophia's player girl identity as stepping stone approaching me. But now what? Sophia appeared with girlfriend identity, sitting beside me, next to me. Sophie Chen couldn't say anything to her face. Plan shattered. The whole gathering she arranged also wasted. She had to give up and sing. After she left, I noticed Sophia was a bit strange. Karaoke room too noisy. I leaned close to her ear asking, want to go home? Sophia looked at me embarrassedly. I leaned even closer. She said, I need to use the restroom. All day she'd stuck close to me. Barely used the restroom once. Each time only when couldn't hold it anymore. Grown up already. Yet every restroom trip needs someone accompanying. Truly embarrassing. Fortunately I said nothing. Didn't show any irritation. As long as she said it, I'd take her. After that also wouldn't mention again. so she wouldn't feel ashamed. I said, "I'll take you." Like always, I remained gentle and attentive, making her feel very reassured. The restroom in the karaoke room had people. I led her to the outside corridor to the large restroom. I stood outside waiting. "Team leader, just now I asked where you went. Why come out here?" Sophie Chen also came out from the karaoke room, just happening to see me. I had nothing to hide. Said, "Sophia doesn't know where the restroom is. I brought her." Sophie Chen smiled brightly, approaching. "You're so caring toward her. Being loved by you must be very happy." Knowing her intentions clearly, I smiled, answering, "I'm just a normal person. I'm sure you'll find someone much better than me." Sophie Chen smiled awkwardly. That sentence full of implications. Such a good man. Miss him and there's no more chances. As she spoke, she even dared proactively moving closer to me. Pretending accidental. Actually extremely deliberate. I remained calm as if nothing. Sophie Chen, seeing no way to approach further, made excuse, entering the restroom. At the same time, inside the restroom, Sophia had just finished washing hands at the sink. Chapter 62. Proof only once. Don't be afraid. He's right beside you. Don't be afraid, don't be afraid. Before the black-white contrasting marble sink, Sophia stood before the mirror. She closed her eyes, one hand placed on chest, lips moving, quietly murmuring, "Don't be afraid, don't be afraid." I was right. An environment like this still wasn't what she could handle. She'd overestimated herself. Since entering that crowded karaoke room, she'd felt a nameless fear. That was the sign of a psychological disorder episode about to erupt. Now she was completely forcing herself through willpower. Just endure a bit more, that's all. Must be like a normal person. I can do it, Sophia told herself again and again. She continuously adjusted her breathing, trying to relax her stiff shoulders. After taking a deep breath, she opened her eyes. Right at that moment, the just relaxed shoulders stiffened again. Whole body became rigid. "What are you muttering?" In the mirror reflected Sophie Chen standing beside her. She casually wiped hands with wet tissue. Voice flat, perfunctory. Sophia wanted to speak, but couldn't open her mouth. Had to lower her head, hurriedly trying to leave. "Stop." Sophie Chen reached, grabbing her slender wrist. She frowned. "Has anyone told you? You're truly very rude?" Sophia kept her head down, hand trembling. Didn't dare move. Wrist held tightly, forced to face her. Seeing her not resisting nor struggling, Sophie Chen released her hand. "What's with the head down? Don't dare look at people?" Sophia cautiously looked up at her, but gaze still didn't dare linger long. Sophie Chen laughed mockingly, rolling eyes contemptuously. This look again. Beside Ethan Carter, pretending a bit works. But pretending constantly like this, is it fun? Truly disgusting, sickening to watch. Stop pretending. I'm talking to you. Mute now? No, not like that. Sophia struggled, opening her mouth. Still stammering. Sophie Chen curled her lips, smiling. Still pretending? She looked in the mirror, slowly fixing her hair, then asked casually, "How do you price yourself? Does Ethan Carter keep you for a period? Or pay per time sleeping with him?" Sophia didn't understand what she was saying. Just kept her head down, immersed in fear. Long time not answering. Sophie Chen frowned irritably, deliberately glancing at her with contemptuous eyes. Then took out her phone, opening a video, turning the screen toward her. "You film these suggestive videos to get views online. In real life you find sugar daddies. I'm just asking your price. What's so terrible? Still putting on airs. I talk to you and you act cold. You think I'm respecting you?" Her tone harsh, reeking of gunpowder. Sophia seemed not hearing, her gaze stopping on the phone screen. Whole body stunned. The past cruelly exposed. The last curtain hiding shame torn apart. In her head, emptiness. Seeing that reaction, Sophie Chen smiled coldly. "What's with that expression? Didn't you film it yourself? Looking like you've never seen it before." She finished, then put away the phone, continuing fixing hair. A moment later, she coldly said, "Can't leave Ethan Carter?" That sentence like pulling a trigger, activating something. Sophia blurted out, Instinctive reaction faster than inner fear. This time she didn't stammer at all. Sophie Chen didn't even bother looking at her. Still busy checking hair in mirror. I want to date Ethan Carter. Someone like you shouldn't interfere. Of course, don't worry. I'll introduce you to a new backer. She's my friend. Very rich. Not picky. Likes keeping young pre-ones like you. Very generous too. In a bit I'll send you the contact. Leave Ethan Carter early. Sophia. No. Sophie Chen. Why not? Sophia gripped her clothes hem tightly. I'm his girlfriend. Girlfriend? Not a meal ticket? Sophie Chen burst laughing, cutting her off. Like just hearing the century's joke. She laughed loudly, arrogantly. But very quickly stopped, cold gaze sweeping over. He says your girlfriend, you actually believe it? What kind of person you are, you don't even know. Be sensible. I said I'll introduce someone else. Don't push your luck. Though don't know how much Ethan Carter gives you. Definitely not little. You truly are very beautiful. Body's hot too. Don't worry. Sophia. I don't need money. Don't need money. Why film suggestive videos? Don't need money. Why find sugar daddies? Wanted but act innocent. Sophie Chen glared once. I'm notifying you. Not negotiating. Don't overstep. A brief silence. Sophia kept her head down asking like that. Ethan Carter also saw the video? Huh? What are you asking? Sophie Chen thought she misheard. Of course he saw. Sophia buried her head even lower. Hand gripping the soft clothes loosened, leaving only nails pale white from squeezing too hard. Silently telling of wordless stubbornness. Sophie Chen warned her several more lines, telling her to leave quickly. Sophia from start to finish kept head down, not saying a word. Talking to you, hear me? Sophie Chen frowned, seeing the other party not answering. She completely lost patience. No more pleasantries. Not leaving is fine too. This time I'm just warning once. Next time I mentioned. She brushed past, slamming hard into Sophia's shoulder. She staggered, stepping back. Next time won't be this polite. Before leaving, Sophie Chen even hurled insults. Mute as a clam, Sophia stood by the sink. So he knew everything, yet still entangled with me. Mind in chaos. But no matter what, he's still waiting outside. Must go out quickly. Can't make him wait long. Sophia thought like that, head in turmoil. Couldn't contain other thoughts. Just thinking must go out. Can't make him wait. She walked to the restroom door. Hearing conversation sounds. Stopped her steps. Was Sophie Chen talking with Ethan Carter? Sophie Chen's voice chirpy and lively. Completely different from earlier. No trace of aggressive domineering anymore. Team leader. Why's your girlfriend not filming videos lately? Probably just busy. Team leader still pretending. Is she really your girlfriend? If not my girlfriend, what is she? Oh, team leader, I understand. Understand what? Just spending a bit for fun. But still should be careful. Some have diseases. Having that would be miserable. What disease? Team leader playing dumb again. But I'll still wait for you. When done playing, remember to come back. Just halfway through speaking, Sophie Chen suddenly embarrassedly ran off. I stood there completely confused. Playing coy. Hasn't this secret admiration trick been used long ago? Why repeat again? Don't know what game she's playing. But also reminded me. Sophia. The suggestive video matter absolutely cannot be exposed. As long as she doesn't want to say. I also can't mention. Otherwise just think. I turned around. Heart seized up. Whole body jolting. Just saw Sophia standing behind me with head down. I almost lost my soul. You walk without any sound? I didn't hide anything, clutching my chest. Sophia didn't look at my foolish action. Still keeping head down. You already saw the video, right? I froze. Pretending confused. What video? Sophia slowly looked up at my eyes. Right at the moment our gazes met. My heart felt strangled by someone. I'd never seen her look at me with eyes like that. For a moment, I didn't understand what she was thinking. In her eyes only confusion and tears. Sophia forced a smile. You saw it, right? Way. I painfully looked at her. Smiling lightly, reaching to wipe tears for her. She wished I could say one line that I hadn't seen. even though just hearing already knew was a lie. But I didn't say. How ridiculous. I kept fooling myself that just hiding the past, starting over with you wouldn't be discovered. But you knew long ago. In your eyes, I must feel like a joke. I'm also truly foolish. Fooling myself repeatedly. Don't even know what's real or fake anymore. Even thought. I was gradually learning how to be his girlfriend. Reality. I'm not even as good as a normal person. Only when he grips my hand tightly. Can I barely blend into crowds? I'm exactly such a joke. Someone who unilaterally chose to keep living. Chose to live once more for him. Ethan Carter, you still like teasing people like this. Your joke this time. Why can't I laugh? Giving the dying a bit of hope. Then watching them struggle in mud. So funny, so interesting, right? But why can't I laugh? Would it have been better if I died earlier? Sophia, did you ever like me? I suddenly asked her. Way. I sensed her emotions very abnormal. Behavior also strange. Clearly constantly wiping tears. Yet showing a smile. Voice unusually calm. Like saying last words. Ethan Carter, I've always liked you. Never didn't like. Sophia smiled while speaking. Tears still couldn't be wiped away. So she stopped wiping. Both hands hanging down. Letting tears fall. Sliding down cheeks. Dripping from chin. She said, I don't understand you, can't see through either. But if I'm about to die, can you not lie to me? My pupils contracted. Expression serious. Do you know what you're saying? Way, did you ever love me? She smiled, but smile full of cracks. Don't know when would shatter. First time standing before her with trembling hands and feet. Eye corners burning. I rushed forward hugging her tightly. Sophia in my embrace. Hands behind my back as if wanting to hug back. But just raised then withdrew. This is enough. She in my embrace, breath weak. I can't take it anymore. Can you take me home? After that whatever I asked. She didn't answer. No other way. I had to call a driver to take her home first. While standing outside waiting for the driver, I made up some excuse messaging the group on Instagram. Then left the party. In the car, Sophia leaned on my shoulder in the backseat. I gently asked if she felt unwell. She just lightly shook her head, saying nothing. Car stopped at the roadside before the rental building. Driver also left. We both still sat in the backseat. Sophia closed her eyes, leaning on my shoulder very long. I stayed silent, not disturbing her. Sorry, I'm being selfish again. Sophia sat up straight, leaving my shoulder. But this time will be the last. Ethan Carter. Did Sophie Chen say something bad to you? Sophia shook her head, just staring at me intently, as if wanting to etch my image into her eyes' depths. Ethan Carter, if she bullied you. I hadn't finished speaking. Sophia spoke. I once filmed improper videos. In the car immediately went silent. Lost several seconds. She continued. I once wore revealing outfits. Made suggestive movements. Found every way exposing myself. Luring people to watch, though you already knew early. I truly once wanted hiding that. I'm sorry. Truly sorry. Ethan Carter. Way. Sophia smiled lightly. But the things she said, I never did. Saying this, she choked slightly, whole body like drained of strength. Clearly collapsing. She lowered her head smiling lightly. A bitter smile. I truly never did. Hearing this, I immediately understood. Probably in the restroom. Sophie Chen said very harsh words. Sophia looked up with tear-filled eyes. In the car very dark. But at this close distance still enough for me to see clearly her expression. How exhausted, as if just looking up. Already consumed all strength. I can prove it, she said. Ethan Carter. You don't need to prove anything. Don't fall into the trap of having to prove yourself. I'm not proving myself. Sophia once again interrupted me tonight. I can be whatever. What others think doesn't matter. I only care about you. I want to prove it to you. I called softly. Way. I never doubted you. You don't need proving anything. Sophia shook her head. Give me a chance to prove it, can you? Her gaze full of pleading. I glanced slightly away. Her small hand lightly clenched into fist. Then brought gaze back. Meeting again. Can you stay at my place tonight? This was the second time. I came to Sophia's small rental room. From long without sunlight. Inside the room was cold. Had a light musty smell. Also common problem of small single-occupant rentals. Room structure like that. Couldn't receive light. Moisture resistance poor. The room still arranged. Like when I came before. Just on the folding table now had a small electric pot. A cutting board neatly placed. Along with various mini kitchen utensils. Everything in sight cleaned very neatly. Like the room's owner herself. We both didn't say much. Outside seemed starting to blow wind. Rain smell in the air from before. Also gradually thickened. Light breeze strands merging into gusts. Sophia walked to the window. Pulling it closed. Old frame slightly warped. Wooden close tight. Wind blowing rain splattering in. Making rattling sounds. Whenever it rains, it's like this. Evening might be a bit noisy. Sophia said quietly. I didn't know how to respond either. Whole body still like fallen into empty state. Don't know how. I came up here. I truly feared she'd do something foolish in this room. That tone. That expression. Truly couldn't reassure anyone. Sophia turned her back to me. Voice light as wind. Can you turn off the light? I froze several seconds then made a sound. Switch right by the wall near me. Thumb pressed lightly, light disappeared. Room plunged into darkness. I turned looking at Sophia. She still had her back to me. Thanks to dim light from outside shining in, I dimly saw her silhouette. One side of clothes slipping down, hand loosening. Clothes falling to floor rustling. She turned face elsewhere. One hand covering chest. Just me undressing is strange. Outside, rain sounds like wanting to tear the night curtain. Wind howling in fierce gusts. Old frame creaking. Old bed also starting to sway slightly. Even if my love mixed with wind, rain and mud. Even if that pure love could get lost in passionate obsession. If amid those intertwined sounds of longing and confusion, I could still find a bit of peace from her. Then even having to remove each layer of disguise. I also wanted to place a gentle kiss. On her trembling breath. Then more intensely. Using burning gaze telling her don't stop. Chapter 63. Half-season girlfriend, managing too much is tiring. With wind quietly sinking into sleep. Unclear when last night's rain stopped. 6 a.m. Alarm rang. Shattering the unfinished dream. Sophia reached turning off alarm. Mind still a bit dizzy. She didn't have habit of sleeping in. Alarm just rang and person jumped up. She propped herself slowly sitting up. Leaning sideways. Messy hair naturally draped across shoulder. Somewhat disheveled from tossing. Blanket slipped off, revealing pale skin. Just one stray glance already met eyes. Also don't know when Ethan Carter woke. Quietly watching her, Sophia hoarsely said sorry. Sorry. I woke you. Saying so, she embarrassedly turned away. Hurriedly pulling blanket corner up covering herself. No matter what, being stared at like that still made one embarrassed. Noticing her awkwardness, I immediately looked away. Not letting myself linger, I actually didn't dare look closely either. On that skin that should be flawlessly fair. Handprints, kiss marks, appeared extremely clearly, all like accusing my crimes from last night. I turned over, turning my back to her, randomly finding a topic. You normally wake at 6? From behind came rustling sounds of dressing. Sophia made a sound. I pondered a moment. Meaning, every day she waited for me at least an hour. Truly foolish. And last night, I don't understand what she was thinking either. Clearly I sensed her discomfort. Yet so stubborn, as if using her own body to punish me. No matter what I asked. She refused saying. Human emotions sometimes truly incomprehensible. I felt both heartache and anger. Temper flaring, no gentleness left. For me, that matter absolutely couldn't be considered a beautiful memory. Thinking back, truly shouldn't have been like that. No matter how angry, shouldn't have vented on her. Especially in that way. If you don't mind instant noodles, I'll cook for you. Weak voice rang from behind. I turned around. Sophia had changed into long outfit. Gaze avoiding. Small hands clasped together standing by bed. I answered briefly, somewhat easing her worry. Sophia said, then sleep a bit more. When it's done I'll call you. She moved quickly, hurrying to plug in the small electric pot. I said, "No need. I'm up anyway." "Restroom usable? I'll wash my face." "Yes. I'll get you a new towel and toothbrush. Just finished boiling water." She already hurried to the bedside cabinet. Sitting down, opening drawer, taking out new towel and toothbrush. Small rental room cramped. Look up, see. Look down, see. I was standing right beside her. Bare as a worm, putting on clothes. She embarrassedly turned away, pretending not seeing anything, waiting for me to finish dressing. She immediately handed over the washing set. Careful with each bit, just afraid service not thorough. I said thanks, taking it, then stepping into the restroom. No hot water? Ah. The solar water heater's a bit weak. Needs sunlight to have hot water. Around afternoon can use it. Sophia, while cooking noodles, turned, answering. Water sounds rang from the restroom. No response. She turned back, gaze unconsciously drooping. He must find it troublesome. Definitely finds it inconvenient. Restroom small and cramped. Also no hot water. Here everything's terrible. Including me too. Yet even living like this, I've tried my best keeping it. We're truly too far apart. Sophia thought like that, in her eyes gradually blurring. But fortunately, everything's about to end. She tilted her head, looking at the bed beside. On the bedsheet still some fallen petals. Bloodstains from last night. At least can be considered evidence. Though I don't hope to leave you any good impression. Just a bit. A tiny bit is enough. To let you know, I'm not dirty like they said. Sophia withdrew her gaze, using palm back, wiping tears. Being like this, unworthy, loving you. From the start already unworthy. This self-deceiving dream should wake early. Sorry. Without this support, I can't keep living. Truly sorry. I'm not capable stepping out of the past. Even less capable standing beside you. I once tried, clearly knowing it's just a dream. But didn't want waking. This time troubled you so much. Last night too. Sorry for dirtying you. Cold water on late autumn morning makes one alert. I consoled myself inside like that. From student days till now, I'd never used cold water washing face in morning. Occasionally experiencing once like this. Better not experiencing. Finished washing, I stepped out from restroom. Noodles already cooked. Sophia stood beside the small folding table. On the table, a steaming bowl of noodles. Chopsticks placed neatly. Chair also prepared. I smiled at her. Sit down. Why standing? Sophia mumbled. I can stand. I walked over, sitting down. We're sharing one bowl? I asked, seeing only one bowl of noodles. Sophia. I'm not hungry. You eat. Before my gaze. She avoided guiltily. I said nothing more, picking up chopsticks, eating noodles. This Sophia. What's wrong with you? All lies. Small pot. Can only cook one portion. Also only one chair. So you stand beside, inside definitely has thoughts. Red eyes turning away. Can't tell me one word? What's the meaning? Suddenly not wanting saying anything to me. Clearly before was very straightforward. Now what? I frowned. Stopping chopsticks. Why so salty? Sophia looked up at me. Somewhat panicked. Probably because yesterday's stir-fry takeout evaporated much. But I only added a little salt. Shouldn't be that salty. I said, you try. Handed chopsticks to her. Sophia took them, not at all minding I'd used these chopsticks. Picked up noodles, tasting. Honestly, then my heart felt a bit disappointed. Thinking, the last meal. Yet she only cooked one bowl of noodles? Besides that, cooked not even well. Truly terrible beyond words. Not salty. Sophia looked suspiciously at my frowning. I said, try again. Maybe morning taste buds not fully awake. Sophia added sausage. Still didn't taste salty. She looked up at me full of doubt. Before she could doubt herself, my laughter rang, shattering all thoughts. She immediately understood I did it deliberately. Sophia embarrassedly lowered her head. Right. I always easily see through you. Nothing can hide. Sophia used tissue, wiping chopsticks, returning to me. Saying quietly. Teasing me again. I took them, picking up noodles. Bringing to mouth, blowing lightly. While blowing said, Ancient said, 1 day is husband, 100 days of duty. Just one bowl of noodles. With me here eating together. How can I let you go hungry? Open your mouth. Like a child. I held bowl and noodles bringing close to her mouth. Sophia didn't expect me feeding her directly. Flustered, hurriedly waving hands. You eat. I said again. Open. Sophia hesitated a bit. Then obediently opened mouth. Truly like a little kid. Noodles just entered mouth. She mumbled. I'm sorry. Dirtied your chopsticks. Saying so immediately took tissue wanting to wipe for me. I just picked more noodles eating directly. Like her, I also mumbled. Sophia. Why suddenly keeping distance from me? Sophia looked at me, not understanding my meaning. I didn't give her chance asking back. Again picking noodles feeding her. Even if she shook head refusing, useless. Brought to mouth, could only obediently open. You eat one bite. I eat one bite. One pair chopsticks, one bowl. Two people finished one breakfast. Sophia went washing dishes. I told her to wash face. While she was washing face, I finished washing dishes. Standing by window looking out. From here, could just see where I often parked on the roadside. After work will talk clearly with her. She has too many thoughts. I don't know what she's thinking anymore. Originally already foolish. Also likes overthinking wildly. Truly makes others worry. Shortly Sophia stepped out from restroom. I looked at the clock then said, let's go. I'll take you to work. I walked over holding her hand. Didn't expect. Sophia would avoid slightly, not like usual proactively offering hand. I slowly withdrew my hand. Looking at her full of doubt. Her gaze avoiding. I already requested off from manager. Today I'm off. A bit later will die anyway. What need to work? Sophia said. You hurry to work. Don't be late. I silently looked at her. Saying nothing. What's this about? Yesterday just requested one day off. Today off again. Completely unlike her style. Requested off from manager? Don't need thinking to know. Definitely would be tense, must prepare thoroughly. Finally stammering requesting off. Now no signs at all. Just one sentence already done. Sophia. You're blatantly lying? Not even bothering to think. Now even lazy pretending? I threw jacket on bed. Actually I also requested off. Today happens can stay home with you one day. Sophia froze. Forced smile looking at me. Stop joking. Late for work. While speaking picked up my thrown jacket, returning it to me. I didn't take it. You joked first. Sophia's body trembled lightly. Hand offering jacket also slowly lowered. Forced smile on face couldn't hold anymore. Face full of difficulty. In her eyes all pleading. As if saying, please don't interfere more. Just go to work, okay? Don't care about me anymore. I said, what kind of look are you giving me? Sophia said, nothing. Voice hoarse carrying slight choking. She avoided my gaze. We both just stood like that facing each other very long. Already late for work. I frowned, speaking. Sophia, what exactly do you plan doing? Still need asking? Clearly you know but still ask. Is teasing people so fun? Watching people suffer, you feel happy? I can't love you anymore. I can't keep living. I will die. Just that simple. Can you leave? Let me die alone in silence, can you? Why must you push me to the wall like this? You just want seeing me miserable, right? I hate you. Suppressed emotions completely exploded. Sophia immediately burst out. Sharp gaze shooting straight at me, shouting. What exactly do you want? What do I want? You keep wanting me to leave. Just wanting hiding in this small rental room to do what? Sophia turned away. How's it related to you? I said. You say not related, what's that mean? She turned away, quickly raising hand wiping tears. Said nothing more, just occasionally raising hand wiping. Waiting for her to calm slightly. Toi ni nong len tieng. Toi da zem me kai video kua em roy. Me video kiu map mo goi cam em tung ki, toi zem ka roy. Ka don thoi jion em tung livestream nua. Ngoi nu kuk go truok ong kin, vua du vua nok. Toi kung tim lai het me ban ghi hin du. Toi zem ka roy. Ti sao chu, that long ma noi. Toi chong ban tam gi ka. Con noi I kung fi tien ve fia truok. Kong the v qua ku toi te ma chan vui luon hien tai. Hun nua, nung viak em tung lam, voi toi chong lagi ka. Toi chua tung thay choyan du la niem trong. Noi goi la map mo ti ku map mo di. Toi chua bao geo de y den choyan du. Kai la trong long tong vu vy van con kuk mak. Ko I mai kong vuo qua duok rao kantam li I. Tu lei qua ku ra de ket toi ban than hien tai. Tu min ket and ka tuong lai. Ko ta that su rat nok. Kung rat ko chap. Toi luon kan than dan dat ko I. Vuo qua rao can do. Muon ko I tu min buong bo. Ko I muon jiao ti toi kung jiao. Doi den ki ko I du dung ki doi din qua ku. Toi se kung ko I doi mat. Toi da gi nu vei. Kung da sap zep nu the. Nung ke hoch chong theo kip bien ko. Geo moi choyan ton ra the ne. Dan phi doi din truok thoi han. Toi hoi, vei nen em din chet a. Geong toi kong lon. Nung roi vao long ko I. Nu da dap zong dat. Moi tu du bai vacha tran. Tong vu vy truok mat toi chong kongi de geo. M kong the u an duok nua. Ko I vua lao nuk mat. Nung lao mai kung chong sak. Qua doi tham hai. Nen ko I ki lung lai. Toi hoi, m kong thich an nua a. M thich. Bo vi tong vu vy run ray. Tieng coats kong the kim lai. An da la mang song kua em roy. Lam sao ma kong thich cho duok. Lai bat do noi lin tin. Toi hoi, vei tai sao van muon chet. Tong vu vy nen en gao. M kong zung de thich an. Toi hoi, m ko zung he kong. La du an quay din he m quay. Toi kong cho ko I thoi jion sui gi. Ma luk ne ko I kung kong thich hop de sui gi ka. Toi noi em that su thich an. Ti he song cho tu te. An kong the u noi da chet duok. Tong vu vy dang coats lai bat kuoi. Roy coats con tham hun nua. Dung la kai kiu dua. Kong dung lu kai. Toi buok toi keo ko I mo kai. Ko I hoi guang. Nung van thuan theo luke te toi ma zoe noi lai. Na vao trong long toi. Kong con kim nen tieng coats. Ko I om lay out toi ma coats o an yukon nit. Ode, ko I ko the mak ke tat ka. Kai con lai toi va the joy kua ko I. Toi de mak cho ko I coats. Ku de cam suk trao ra het. Toi ni nong vo lung ko I dang run ray. That su rat lao sao. Ki nuk mat da tam nung. Toi moi fat hien ti ra ko noi ko the coats lao den vei. Nuk mat nung roy. Nung van con nak len kong doot. Tong vu vy nak nen ngong do ra koi nuk toi. Toi qui zong nin ko I. Dung non te gat me soi tok loa zoa truok tran ko I. M kong du ban dung kong. U kong du. Mun. An cam nyan duok dung kong. U cam nyan duok. Ki ko I hoi zong. Toi. Dat mo nu hun len jua doi long me dang dam la kia. Ki moi toi roi koi tran ko I. Tong vu vy nin thang vao mat toi. Muon nin thou toi nu cash toi nin thou ko I. Nung du ko den me. Ko I kung kai ko the thay. Hin an fan chu enge go va trong sang kua chin min trong mat toi. Tin yu kua toi nu mo dong song. Song la thak nuk nam ngong. Goon man liat nung kung dio dang she troi. Tin yu kua toi ro rang den muk kai kan liak la thay. Con doi de dong song I. Sao lop thak kia and jiao nung gi. Ko I kong nin thou. Kung chong hu duok. Moi tong vu vy run ray. Muon hoi toi ko noi that kong. Muon hoi toi ko that long yu ko I kong. Nung ki mo meng. Kao noi lai ton ko the hun m kong. Dula that he jia. Kung chong sao ka. Kong ko tin yu, ko I kong the song teep. Du zak nyan la jia ti kung kai la tu ket lu ban than. Mang song ne da la kua an roy. Kai kan la an, muon hun em kung duok. Muon nu voi em kung duok. Muon tru dua em kung duok. Nung shin an, ka doi ne dung noi ra. Du ko jia dendo, em kung se tu tui fuck ban than tin vao du du. Em da tan ta the ne roy, kong the chu dung them lan nua. Chuang 64, shin loi nu mo con cho. Dung shin loi, choyan ne kong fi loi kua em. Toi nu the ne ko fi rat zao shi kong. Dung noi lin tin, em rat shin dep. Lam on doi them mo lat nua. Doi them chut nua thoi. Toi kong noi gi them. Kai nam lay ban te no dang run re kua ko I. Nam that chat trong long ban te toi. Kong he bao truok. Tong vu vy vua mwa coats zong kong bao lao. Dot nien fat tak. Ko I noi, em salam. Ko I muon toi roi demo luke. V lat nua trong se rat zao shi. Toi noi toi muon o ben gun ko I. Tong vu vy fan doi man. Nung sao vi kao noi ti kung dong y. Ko I nagoi zom o gok hep jua do juong va tuong. Om do goi, run re kong nung. That long ma noi, ko I rat kong muon de toi. Nin thay min trong bo dang ne. Tham hai, ki la. Zao shi, tham kai ko the noi la dang so. Tong vu vy gi nu the. Ko I that su rat muon ko the min dung lai. Ra suk chong choi, nung hon ton vo ik. Van de tam li niem trong an hong den biu hin ko the. Jiang mu ki qua kang thang. Noi ta se kong kim duok ma muon non. Kong the kiem sot. Kong fi kai kan y kai la vuo qua duok. Ko I jiang mu noi kong biat boy. Troi noi tren mat bien dong du. Tung con song lon tap thang vao mat. Lin tuk jiang zong. Ko I vung ve jua viek not nuk va hit tho. Hon ton bat luke. Do don va vo vong. Toi nagoi sat ben ko I. Nagoi zong dat gun nhau. Toi kong chu dong noi choyan. Ko I kung kong noi. Kung kong nin toi. Kai I am lang ma o ben nhau. Kong ki re. Kung kong tu chola dung ma anui. De la lan do tien. Toi o gon den vei. Truck teep cam nyan ton bo qua trin fat tak kuatong vu vy. Kong go van de tam li kua ko I. Lai niem trong den muk ne. Toi thay zo xa den kong din ta noi. Ap luk zay hoi bei geo rat lon. That ra. How nu I kung ko chut van de tam li. Ban then toi kung song trong ap luk sao thoi jion dai. Tai yu niem trong. Mat nu keo dai. Nung kai kan du chin tik kuk va hop tak tri lu. Van ko the kai thin fan now. Kon tong vu vy. Van de tam li da tuok di nong luk zay hoi kua ko I. Kai song thoi kung da rat ko kon. So voi sin tun. Van de tam li. Luon bai de zong u tien kuoi kung. Mua lan fat tak ko I kai ko the kan rang chu dung. Kong qua duok ti kai ko chet. Kong noi than thich. Kong I ju du. Kong the than theat voi bat ki I. Noi tin than hon ton sup du. Ti chong the di do duok nua. Kai ko the ko roo gok tuong macho chet. Nung nam qua, mo mat. Ko I fi chu dung van de tam li nge kang nong. Mat kak. Con fi lin tuk chu su tan fa tu the joy ben y. Chu dung noi den du chin he du try. Kai can it bai tun thuong di mo lan. Doi voi ko I kung da la ban on rat lon. Toi tu hoi long min. Noi toi la ko it toi da sam buong bo. Kai kiu do ko ne I chu noi ti ku chu. Toi hon ton kong gan noi. Kung kong biat la no du gi ma ko I. Het lan ne den lan kak kien quang vuo qua. Dung so. Rang them mo chut thoi. Tong vu vy on goi, run lay bay. Meng ku lam bam nu kai mei. Kong biat la noi voi toi. He la dang tu noi voi ban than. Nung ko the chak chan rang. Moi lan fat tak, ko I du chong du nu vei. Dan. Theo thoi jian troi qua. Toi cam nyan duok long ban te min lan buot. Ban te dang run re kua ko I dan bin tin lai. Toi niang do nin ko I. Tong vu vy vui mat trong do goi. Jiang nen. Trong em dang salam dung kong. Toi mang yu mo kao voi nu kuoi dio dang. M dung la nok het fan thin ha. Ko con show con now dang run ma con lo do anoi kak kong. Van vei that day. Sophia lightly raised her head from her elbow, only revealing half her small face. Dark bright eyes wide open, looking at me with pitiful gaze plus slight sniffling. Her voice tiny, uncertain, asking, "You truly think like that?" Now she not only had nothing left to hide, even the ugliest parts, all exposed before me, not just the body, but also dark corners in her soul, all nothing hidden from me. Before me, she'd lost the flesh covering of lies and concealment, only leaving the skeleton named honesty. I said, "Your frightened appearance even more like a puppy." Being told that by me. Sophia lowered her face. Don't know what that small head was thinking. A moment later she looked up, looking at me with extremely serious expression. "Can I be your dog?" I just heard Sophia finish that line. She immediately reacted, face flushing red, continuously waving hands. No, not like that. I didn't mean that. I mean, if you're not afraid of dogs, then I can be a puppy for you. No, I mean I want to be beside you. Being a puppy that doesn't make you scared. Also not that. Clearly this morning's chaos made her small brain completely crash. System just restarted, still running slow. Encountering some minor errors. Watching her fumbling explaining. I burst laughing. The more you say, the stranger. Sophia decisively shut her mouth. She lowered her head embarrassed. Fingers twisting. I laughed unable to stop. After laughing enough, I patted her head. Half joking, half serious, then later do it properly. Knowing I was joking, Sophia still kept her head down. Quietly mumbling. I didn't mean that. But also not that it's not okay. Sophia, please stop your bold, uncensored thoughts. Monday morning's incident started from skipping work. I called HR Director Zhao Qian. Skipping work or requesting leave, all through her. At the company, Sister Qian distinguished very clearly. But for personal feelings, she still reminded me that skipping and requesting were two different things. Result. I followed her words. Turning skip day into leave request day. Money still deducted, but no penalty. Listening to wise people, no loss. However, must understand what they say. Understanding advice is also a capability. Work talk finished, switched to personal matters. Sister Qian very concerned about me, asking if I encountered anything. If I needed help. I thanked her for this concern. After knowing I didn't encounter big issues, she told me a few lines, reminding me to pay more attention later. Just request leave beforehand. Skipping work very troublesome. I thanked her for reminding. Said a few polite lines then hung up. Sophia sat beside me, head down listening to my call, waiting for me to put away phone. She said sorry. All my fault. I tilted head looking at her. What fault? Sophia said because I fought with you. That's why you got scolded by boss. She spoke smaller and smaller, self-blaming to the point of not daring to look up. I thought a bit. This morning counted as fighting? I also didn't care much. I stood up. Though floor very clean, I still had habit of dusting pants. Let's go. Rarely get a day off. I'll treat you to a meal. Sophia immediately stood following. Let me treat you. That's proper. I'll treat. Looking at that afraid of others stealing her treat portion look. I found it funny, then both went out. As for Sophia's supermarket work, requesting leave for her quite easy. She called the store manager. Voice trembling, stammering, hadn't even finished speaking. Manager already said no problem. letting her rest one more day. This manager very kind, very easygoing. Sophia truly met a good person. I thought so. Also somewhat wanting to meet that manager once. When there's a chance. Chapter 65. Must discipline properly, thanks to last night's autumn rain. Riverside City rarely escaped the stuffiness. This unexpected day off. Also don't know how to spend it. Anyway, today definitely must be beside that silly girl. Right now she's very fragile. Very much needs someone beside her. Even if she doesn't say, I understand. I let Sophia treat me to a braised pork rice meal. Deliberately ordered 2 extra sweet potato cakes for her peace of mind. After the meal, seeing weather outside quite nice, I asked if she wanted to walk. She was strangely obedient, even more than usual. Absolutely listened. Both walked together a while. I noticed she walked uncomfortably. Remembering what she endured last night, I felt very guilty, so just gently said, feeling tired. I suggested resting on a bench under roadside trees. Both just silently sat together. Sunlight through leaves fell on shoulders. Letting time pass wastefully. Temporarily escaping reality. Escaping production line like life. Like today's unexpected vacation. Leisure came too suddenly. Clearly something to enjoy. Yet produced guilty feelings. As if in today's rushed pace. Even resting became wrong. In prison too long. Even getting out, just want returning. I leaned back on bench. Feeling unprecedented peace. Sky clear blue. Breeze and drifting clouds. Long while before one car passed by. Wind blowing, leaves rustling. Sun shadows swaying rhythmically. How long since I last daydreamed? Looking at sky like this? Last time probably still in school. When teachers lectured on platform. I propped chin boredly looking out window. Slowly closed eyes. Peace to the point of slightly unaccustomed. Seemed something different. Right. The sound. Since last night till now. The buzzing in head like electric current running wild in brain. First time not appearing. Last night I slept a rare peaceful sleep. Last night was comfortable. Comfortable is good. A small voice rang pulling me. From daydream back to reality. Self-encouragement suddenly had someone responding. I tilted head looking over. Sophia was shyly keeping her head down. Small hands placed on closed knees. Lightly scratching pant legs, easy causing misunderstanding. Even I felt somewhat embarrassed. Hurriedly explaining. I didn't mean that. Sophia said. It's okay, uncomfortable is also fine. She lowered her head even more. Hands gripped tighter. I momentarily speechless, couldn't understand this matter. Were we still talking about the same topic? I wanted saying something but stopped, lips moving. Forget it. Explaining or not doesn't matter. I regained calm, leaning back on bench, looking up at distant sky. Sorry for hurting you last night. I spoke. Sophia still kept her head down. It's okay. Silent a moment, when I just felt my heart easing. She said, actually I also wanted you hurting me. I like someone dying suddenly sitting up. Sophia, what's wrong with you? Seeing me looking at her with horrified eyes. Sophia realized. She'd again said an easily misunderstood line. Hurriedly waved hands explaining. No. I didn't mean that. I mean I always hid the past. That was wrong. Also wronged you. I was wrong. If punished by you, hurt by you, I'd feel at ease. Sounded still a bit strange. But probably okay. Not that type. Ethan. My just panicked heart slowly calmed. She'd also said before. When wrong, wanted being disciplined. Like students strictly managed by teachers. That feeling of being disciplined made her feel someone cared. Someone paid attention. And someone loved her. For her. That was the happiness she always craved. I leaned back. Voice calm. Being hurt like that isn't discipline. I seriously said. Last night was my fault. Wasn't disciplining you. Sorry. Sophia suddenly became earnest. Not your fault. She always read me well. Last night she naturally knew I was uncomfortable. Just that she forced herself enduring. Taking self-punishment as purpose to bear it. Not because wanting too much made me angry. Speaking correctly. Though the one hurting was her. But wrong was also her. She deliberately pleaded. Deliberately treating as punishment. I shook my head. Wrong is wrong. Sophia looked at me with sorrowful eyes. She continuously shook head denying. I suddenly felt very sad. Clearly not your fault. Yet still must admit wrong. Initially just wanted your punishment. Ended up backfiring. Became using herself to punish me. Forcing me to admit wrong. Truly heartbreaking. Clearly she was wrong, yet making me bear it. Sophia about to cry. She didn't know what to say. Perhaps in words still mixed meaningless lines. She said, "I'm wrong. Can you hit me?" I couldn't help laughing again. Looking at the silly girl with sincere eyes. I uncertainly asked back, "Sophia, you truly don't have strange preferences. That can't pass censorship, right?" Sophia tilted head thinking, immediately catching the keyword. I explained to her that life like a book. If elements disrupting stable life appeared, censorship would jump in saying that wasn't proper. Sophia listened like lost in fog. I always had strange viewpoints. Also didn't expect her understanding everything. Back to main topic. This wasn't first time she was misunderstood by me as having that preference. Sophia very much minded this matter. She couldn't bear such misunderstanding. Also couldn't swallow it and endure. So she very seriously explained to me, "I'm clumsy. Some words unclear. My temperament truly very bad." Before even thought about hiding the suggestive video matter. Yet still wanted dating you. Saying this, she paused, frowning, eyes full of regret. She continued, "Lying like that truly too terrible. Truly very grateful you don't despise my dirtiness. Still willing continuing loving me. I'm very grateful you're willing giving me chances. Later I'll find ways compensating you. You want my life, I'm also willing giving. You treat me so well. Yet I committed such serious mistakes. I want you punishing me. Best teach me a lesson. So I'll never forget. I'm so terrible. If not hurting a bit, can't remember." I heard her using foolish words. Saying her truest inner thoughts. Willing to completely open up. This was a good start. Very helpful for later psychological treatment. I felt very good mood. Okay. Hearing my decisive agreement, Sophia froze. Then sat up straight. Very obediently asking, "Hit now?" I was somewhat speechless. "Sophia, can you not say lines easily making censorship misunderstand? I'll let this pass. People say without rules, no order. Nation has laws, family has rules. If later you make mistakes again, we'll handle according to family rules." Sophia listened very seriously, almost taking out notebook recording. She thought then asked what family rules were. I smiled at her. "Later I'll gradually establish them." Sophia nodded. "Okay. Having someone managing me is good." A moment later, she red-faced looked at me, stammering asking what gradually meant. Today's lagged too high. I just smiled without speaking, looking toward those distant hazy clouds blown away by wind. Letting the silly girl beside keep scratching and fidgeting. My girlfriend truly has terrible temperament. Silly, overthinks wildly. Not careful will silently die. Later must strictly manage. Chapter 66. First family rule, no playing phone. No playing computer. Not lying around home. Also no special places to go play. On rest days like this. I and Sophia started having a very simple lifestyle. Sitting on roadside bench watching time pass. Watching vehicle flow. Listening to wind. Remembering something, then saying few lines. Even not speaking didn't feel awkward. Just silently sitting there. Enjoying rare quietness. Soon reached dinner time. Leaning against Riverside Middle School. School dismissal bell rang. Life rhythm starting to spread. Though separated by wall, heard very clearly. On the road, students in blue-white uniforms successively appeared. I patted butt standing. "Let's go. Eat." Sophia followed me standing. She said would treat me, because this morning I already treated, so I refused. Saying this evening let her treat. I knew she lived very frugally. Occasionally treating a meal was fine. But letting her treat several meals. Afraid must cut meal budget. I led Sophia, both wandering near school, finding a stir-fry restaurant with few people. Right at student dismissal. Restaurants around school, which had empty seats. Restaurant nearly full. Both sat together in restaurant corner. I, as always, let Sophia sit inside. Today she was more fragile and sensitive than usual. Not just body, but soul, also proof of last night's self-punishment. This morning planning silently ending everything was exposed by me before her face. Then received love's affirmation. Her psychology like riding roller coaster. Up then down. Already fragile heart even more damaged. Before I always carefully cherished. Secretly guiding. Plus her own practice efforts. Over a month's hard work finally all became smoke. Even became worse. Though now I'm sitting beside. Holding her hand. Sheltering her in small corner. But whenever people passed by the aisle. Surrounding lively laughter. Conversation sounds slightly loud. She'd shrink head lower. Whole body lightly trembling. Okay? I tilted head asking. Voice lowered very much. Afraid making her shatter. Sophia forced a smile at me. Today's a bit uncomfortable. I held her ice-cold hand. Then turned telling restaurant owner wanted takeout. Waited a moment. I carried the packaged food box. Both walked back to rental. Leaving the crowd a while. The small hand I held gradually stopped trembling. Sorry, troubled you again. Sophia walked beside, head kept low. I glanced at her, then continued looking ahead. Family rule number 1. Not allowed apologizing for flaws. You can't change short term. I said like that. Sophia froze, looking up. Looking at my profile. I also didn't look at her. Just continued. This time I'll let it pass. Next time if repeating, I'll punish. Sophia just let me hold her hand. Dazed looking at my profile under slanted evening light. Students joking laughter around. Gradually faded distant. In her eyes now only me remained. I was her entire world. On the way home, she silently memorized family rules. Family rules, family and rules. Must have me to have family. As long as both together. This shabby rental room also family. Dwelling also no longer just dwelling. Why looking at me? Looking whole way. If you don't open door, I don't have keys. Standing before rental door. I urged. Looking at the silly girl before me spacing out. Don't know on the way just now. What nonsense she was thinking. Waiting for Sophia frantically apologizing then opening door. I shook my head inside. Today her lag truly high. Both returned to rental. Sophia walked behind closing door. I took the takeout box. Placing on small folding table. Yesterday's takeout, reheat and eat. Tomorrow can't eat anymore. I casually reminded. Sophia nodded. Quickly going to mini fridge. Taking out roast lamb and stir-fry dishes to reheat. Kitchen tools all mini type, small electric pot. Low power. Using not convenient, but Sophia used very skillfully. Each dish successively finished. Not many bowls and plates to arrange. Electric pot's glass lid. Small plastic steamer became temporary plates. Even the small electric pot steaming heavily. Filled with roast lamb. Yesterday's party takeout quite a lot. Small folding table surface piled with food. Eat, or you sit on the bed. I told Sophia standing beside. Only one chair. Sophia said, I can stand. I said, if you stand, I also feel uncomfortable. Indeed I lacked consideration. Sophia realized the problem. Then obediently sat on bed. Both like that, one person sat on bed. One sat by folding table. Separated by several steps. That beef stir-fry. Eat more. Lots left. After tonight if not finished, must throw away. Seeing her not serving herself. I turned toward bed saying, okay. Sophia carried bowl over. Added some beef then returned sitting on bed edge. A moment later I turned speaking to her. Also this sweet sour ribs dish. If not finished, tomorrow definitely will smell off. Can't keep overnight. Sophia ran over again saying, such a pity. I really like this dish. I said, if you like, eat more. Saying so, I served her several pieces. Honestly, eating like this very inconvenient. Waiting for Sophia sitting back on bed. I also quickly finished rice in bowl. Then filled bowl completely with food. Every dish added some. Took several roast lamb ribs. Then carried chair sitting facing her. One person sat on bed. One sat on chair facing. Both exactly eye level. Sophia, puzzled, looked up at me. I, while serving food from my bowl to her, said, had known earlier, would have moved folding table near bed. Now full of food, moving won't work. Sophia, watching me continuously serving food to her, hurriedly said, let me do it myself. You eat too. I'm full. Just need gnawing some ribs. These dishes I served specially for you. Not letting her say anything, I continued, today, we too must finish this leftover food pile. Must try hard. Hearing this, Sophia, originally still worried, on face immediately bloomed smile. She always thought throwing that food away truly wasteful. Could only try eating it all. Originally just her alone silently bearing. Eating more bit by bit. I just finished speaking. She immediately felt like being understood deeply. Matter seemingly one person bearing. Now suddenly became two people sharing. Inside rose indescribable happy feeling. She smiled, nodding at me, softly making sound. I looked at the silly girl before me. Could only shake head sighing. How could I not see through her small thoughts? With normal portions she'd have been full long ago. She kept eating. Just because pitying, not wanting waste. Also not hard noticing. Each time she ate, on face was happiness. Now completely forcing herself completing task. Just stuffing food in stomach. Even uncomfortably full didn't matter. Advising was useless. Even if she'd obediently listen and throw away. Evening definitely inside would feel uncomfortable. She feared hunger. If I didn't say, these dishes can't keep overnight. If not finished must throw away. Then Sophia definitely would keep till tomorrow. Even slightly spoiled, doesn't matter. Because still better than plain noodles. Because she put me as center. So someone had to work harder. I considered, then decided eating it all with her. However delicious the dish, when eating to sickening point, putting in mouth just felt bland and tortuous. Two people suffering together better than her alone. Yesterday's party. Takeout food pile. At least enough for 3-4 people eating all day. Yet we too forced eating it all in one meal. Only left little stir-fried vegetables and small meat dish. Couldn't swallow. Had to throw away. When cleaning aftermath, both looked at each other involuntarily laughing. Laughing while stomach painfully tight. Also forced restraining laughter to not hurt more. Could say both together. Completed a seemingly impossible mission. Had strange accomplishment feeling. Actually becoming like this wasn't what I wanted either. Original intention was bringing more back. Anyway, those dishes left, restaurant owner would throw away. Wasting food not good. So I brought all back. Could help improve Sophia's one-day meals. Could say both sides benefited. By normal thinking. If couldn't finish, throwing away was fine. I didn't think much. But I forgot Sophia's feelings. Result became like this. Again became well-meaning, causing trouble. Everything should be moderate. Finished cleaning dining table. Washed bowls and chopsticks clean. Both sat on bed edge chatting. Resting a moment. Waiting until sun set outside window. Together went outside walking to digest. Walking familiar path along school surrounding wall. Students evening class time. Outside road few people. Street lamps pale yellow. Street quiet. Both held hands walking slowly. Sharing hearts. Speaking true things. Before, things gradually became better. I still always silently caring, guiding her. Creating illusion for her that everything was fine. But today, reality shattered all those illusions. After emotions violently fluctuating, she became more fragile and sensitive than ever. Everything displayed today, could be said, was miniature of psychological issues in her. Sudden episodes. Fear making her not daring facing anyone. Not daring contact. Even with me beside, couldn't help much. All this made her realize more clearly how different from normal people she was. Actually, she always feared. Feared she couldn't escape. Perhaps for me stepping out of this darkness will take very long time. Sophia said quietly. The hands both held. Swung lightly with each step. I said, it's okay. Just take it slow. What's the rush? After a silent while, I said, actually stepping out will be very hard. Scared? Sophia shook head. I'm not afraid of difficulty. I'm afraid you'll leave me, you'll go away. I looked at her surprised. Both gazes accidentally met. Both slowed steps. Sophia said, "No one wants. Loving someone who can't live like normal people. Anytime could collapse trembling. You loving someone like that, probably also not normal." The line came out almost reflexively. Before my joking words, Sophia's mouth corners slightly curved, faint smile. "I didn't mean that." Saying so, she lowered head again. Hesitated several seconds. Then softly spoke. "Maybe I'll never escape." Light from street lamp falling in her eyes became sparkling dots. "Like tonight's sky." She said her deepest fear inside. Before me, she no longer hid anything. And to me, she also didn't want having any more concealment. Sincerity was how she showed her heart. I withdrew my gaze, looking up toward distant lamp. "Then just try first. If truly can't escape." I deliberately paused there. Could clearly feel the hand holding me suddenly tightened. I pretended contemplating, not continuing, deliberately keeping silent. "If can't escape, then what?" Sophia asked quietly, voice trembling. Between her eyebrows was entire worried area. Round eyes wide looking at me. Both nervous and fearfully waiting for answer. I didn't rush answering, just smiled lightly looking at her. "What are you worrying about?" I asked. Sophia lowered face, voice small as passing breeze. "I'm afraid you won't need me anymore." I lightly cursed affectionately, "Silly." Gripped her trembling hand even tighter, feeling fear emanating from deep inside. She was truly very fragile. Something tenacious yet easily broken. That was how I viewed Sophia. Clearly just a light touch could shatter. Yet strong to the point of overcoming suffering others couldn't bear. That tenacity not worth admiring. Only makes one feel heartache. I looked in her eyes. With the gentlest voice, saying words reassuring her most. "It's okay. Even if can't escape, also okay. We can find ways of living suitable for ourselves. Anyway, ways to keep living, not just one. Safe feeling. Isn't hugging someone tightly. Isn't saying possessive words like, 'You're mine.' Or, 'Who dares bully you?' What other security source is, I don't know. But for her, entire safe feeling came from words I spoke so lightly, yet strong enough supporting both our futures. If truly can't escape, then we'll just live like this, it's fine. It's okay." From that moment on, the girl beside me suddenly became unusually quiet. Turned away, saying nothing more. I leaned closer checking if she was crying. She made sounds answering, voice hoarse. Just weak tears. I just smiled saying it was normal. Then turned away, letting her have time calming herself. Taking advantage of that quiet moment, I muttered to myself, "You say I'm your lifeline." Yet carelessly wanting to silently leave. Honestly, you truly don't value your own life at all. I truly have no face left. Sophia was secretly fiddling with small beads in hand. Lightly laughing once. Crazy, when people are moved. You have to show that ill-timed humor sense. Truly speechless. What if made that pretty girl laugh out snot? Truly how embarrassing. Seeing Sophia's mood improved a bit, I asked her, "Actually, I'm still very curious. Before, when your life was so difficult, how did you get through?" I asked myself. If it were me, probably would have let go long ago. Sophia didn't hide at all. Honestly said, "I once owed a lot of money. Had to repay debt." I nodded, indicating understanding. Actually, I couldn't understand at all. In her bones. Had something different others couldn't possibly understand. Not daring saying everyone, but most facing such situation. Definitely would choose cleanly letting go. Who would think must finish repaying debt before dying? Sometimes truly couldn't understand her thinking. I didn't ask more about where debt came from. Just asked if finished repaying. Sophia hurriedly answered, "Finished. Won't trouble you." Looking at her afraid of being disliked appearance, I could only sigh helplessly. What I meant was if not finished, I could help, but was misunderstood. Anyway, this misunderstanding was fine. No need explaining clearly. Continuing that topic would just make her more embarrassed. I nodded, letting it pass. Finished is good. Later must live properly. Don't think obsessively about death anymore. Sophia avoided my gaze, lowering head saying softly, "As long as you don't leave me. However hard, I can endure everything." I said, Okay, then consider it promised. Receiving the decisive answer, Sophia smiled looking at me. Then consider it said. That day was the first time I witnessed her psychological crisis erupting. Honestly, I wasn't scared at all. That was the first time I realized I could touch her fear. So I thought, if already can touch, then can also use hands soothing it. Whatever the result, I still thanked her for letting me see her inner world. Thanking her for letting me become her entire world. Chapter 67. Flavor of Peace. I was about to call you. Mrs. Huilan held the phone, telling me when I just pushed door entering home. What does mom need? I while changing shoes a door answered back. Finished walking. Took Sophia back to rental. Now I just got home. Still tried walking lightly. Afraid waking parents. Didn't expect nearly 11 p.m. Mom still not asleep. Rarely did my mom not joke. Straight to point. Asking all yesterday and today no sign anywhere. Where did you go? I dragged slippers walking to sofa sitting down. I went to girlfriend's place. Slept over one night. I straightforwardly told truth. Nothing needing hiding. Mom's hand-holding phone froze. She adjusted reading glasses then looked at me. Then silently thought, saying nothing. Mom's gaze made me feel somewhat unnatural. I spoke before mom. Why hasn't mom slept? Where's dad? My mom said, your dad slept long ago. You gone all day and night not returning. He's still completely unconcerned like nothing happened. Not worried one bit. I smiled agreeing. Right. Still mom loves me most. Since young till now, only mom treats me best. Flattering with all effort. Don't know who I learned that from. My mom didn't bother with those flattering words. Staying out overnight must also inform us. Not saying one word. Making parents at home worry like this, is that okay? Next time pay attention. Next time I'll definitely pay attention. I smiled making commitment. Mom looked at me. That appearance. Knew immediately I didn't listen at all. Hesitating slightly. Mom asked, when planning bringing that girl home to visit? I took sugar orange from table. While peeling said, let me see when convenient, I'll bring her. My words carried evasive meaning. Not that I didn't want bringing her home. But normally, healthy people meeting lovers' parents already tense. But Sophia different, that matter beyond her capacity. Needed more time preparing. Wait till she's more stable. Mom brushed teeth already. Mrs. Huilan refused accepting the orange I offered. She thought a moment. Then also vaguely probed again. You and that girl, relationship probably also good. I while eating orange mumbled. Quite good, Mrs. Huilan said. Then should also bring home to visit. My mom originally never liked pushing this matter. But been so long yet never met. Inside somewhat also felt concerned. I skillfully agreed. Then mom sleep early. Waited all evening, I'm also sleepy. Mrs. Huilan yawned then entered bedroom. Okay, I answered, taking off slippers. Sitting cross-legged on sofa. Not at all sleepy. Watched TV a while. Messaged Sophia few times on Instagram. Ate sugar oranges like eating melon. Don't know when finished entire pile. Couldn't eat more. Turned off TV, returned to room washing face then sleeping. I lay on bed. Familiar head buzzing rang again. Like tides surrounding me. I turned over. Opening eyes looking at wall. Now thinking carefully. Last night sleeping with Sophia. Truly had no head buzzing at all. Ever since. That was the night I slept most peacefully. After long sleep waking. Inside had unprecedented peace. That feeling. Completely different from current torment. Between memories and torture. I dozed off when sky not yet fully bright. Everything returned to routine, continuing the cycle. Alarm rang. I dragged tired body from bed. Stepping out bedroom. Breakfast in pot. Watch the time. Don't be late. Changing shoes at entrance. Mrs. Huilan saw me coming out from inside. Habitually reminding. Going out now. I while yawning waved hand. On the sink. Toothpaste mom already squeezed for me. In pot still steamed buns and eggs. On table was steaming hot soy milk. Everything was 2 portions. 1 portion I eat now. Remaining portion bring to Sophia. Finished breakfast. Departed for work. Driving past school campus. Still heard from inside campus. Morning exercise broadcast couldn't be missed. Seemed still playing those songs. Never change. By roadside before familiar residential complex. Sophia looking out. Just seeing me from afar, her eyes immediately lit with joy. I stopped the car before her. Both exchanged smiles. Waiting for her to sit in passenger seat. Fastening seatbelt. I handed breakfast portion to her. Hearing the familiar thanks. Car started rolling. Running steadily. I asked, "Didn't I tell you to wait inside? Why run outside again?" Sophia paused the motion, bringing soy milk to mouth. Turning, saying sorry. "Sorry, I forgot," I said. "You're a bit disobedient now." Hearing me say that, Sophia withdrew her gaze, lowering head. At some traffic light, I suddenly asked what shampoo she used. Though not understanding why I'd ask this, Sophia still honestly answered, "Was very ordinary, very cheap shampoo type." I silently denied inside. Last night when couldn't sleep, I kept thinking, why sleeping with Sophia felt so peaceful. Naturally not because of intimate matters. Till now, I still regretted venting anger on her that way. Leaving her very bad impression. Hoped she wouldn't have psychological trauma from this. Back to main topic. Last night I continuously recalled. Calculating repeatedly. I drew a conclusion. Scent. When sleeping with Sophia. Even when near her. Just close enough. Could smell fragrance on her. That very scent. Gave me indescribable peaceful feeling. But based on Sophia's just answer. Wasn't shampoo scent. I asked further. What about body wash? I suddenly asked again. Sophia swallowed last bite of steamed bun in mouth. Then answered honestly. So strange. Why suddenly ask these things? She looked at me full of doubt. I then silently denied that guess inside. Was very common body wash type. Cheap price was its biggest advantage. Also not body wash scent. Opposite roadside, Riverside supermarket. I stopped the car. Sophia looked down, looking at me full of guilt. Later I'll be more obedient. Obviously whole way she kept thinking about that. Probably just afraid I'd dislike her for not listening. I saw through that thought of hers. Just blandly answered, saying nothing more. When Sophia unfastened seatbelt, preparing saying goodbye then getting out. I called her back. Wait, what? She turned around. I said, "Come here, hug me." Oh, her eyes flashed with joy. She leaned over, lightly hugging me. I buried head in her neck hollow. My breath made her neck slightly ticklish. She shrank neck a bit. This hug somewhat strange, but she also didn't mind. Hugging me. She said quietly, "I'll obediently listen to you more." I closed eyes, silently feeling. Casually answered, "It's okay. If you don't listen, I'll punish you." Sophia's body lightly trembled. On face was overflowing happiness. Right. This very feeling. She made a sound, saying with serious tone, "Later please manage me more. I like you managing me." I nodded. Okay. Said simple farewells. I watched her enter supermarket then drove away. Now I could be certain. That very scent on Sophia was a light, vague fragrance. Only when close could feel it. That scent not from shampoo. Also not from body wash. How to describe? Like faint ink scent in reading room in deep night. When turning pages, that fragrance subtly spreading. Light yet making people unusually calm. I'm certain she had that scent. But couldn't yet determine whether between that scent and my insomnia there's connection. Perhaps must find chance sleeping with her once more. Naturally, just sleeping. Probably. Chapter 68. Riverside Supermarket, Riverside Tech Network Company. I finished parking, stepping out from basement parking. Not yet entering company. Behind already rang a girl's lively voice. "Team leader, what a coincidence." I turned around. Not surprising, was Sophie Chen. Meeting her at company gate again. Sophie Chen walked to my side. Both walking together entering company. I politely said, "Let's go." Sophie Chen smiled brightly responding to greeting. Today she wore a cute little floral dress. When walking beside me, she hid both hands behind back. Pretending cute action. Deliberately highlighting attractive curves. Intention too obvious. I didn't bother glancing at her once. Sophie Chen playfully asked, Team leader. Yesterday what did you take off for? I answered concisely. Being with my girlfriend. Tone decisive. Sophie Chen rolled eyes. Team leader's girlfriend truly happy. Can make you take leave to accompany her. Yesterday when Sister Qian came checking your workspace. Her expression wasn't too happy. Honestly, you're also quite bold. If it were me, wouldn't dare taking off just for lover. What if work had problems, very troublesome? She spoke probingly, subtly sowing discord. Implication was, my girlfriend didn't think about me at all. That spoiled princess tantrum type. Forcing me to take leave to coax. Almost making my work troublesome. Truly certified troublemaker. If I hadn't talked with Zhao Qian beforehand, probably would have been scared by her. Those types of words, I didn't bother listening. I clearly understood HR manager Zhao Qian's attitude. When stepping upstairs, I looked at Sophie Chen, asking, that day at karaoke, did you meet my girlfriend in the restroom? She immediately stammered, but still answered, met. We girls just chatted few lines. I asked, what about? Sophie Chen answered, girl secrets. While saying, she playfully thrust chest out. I didn't ask more. Seeing me turn away, gaze also cooling. Smile on her face gradually disappeared. Inside suddenly felt worried. Could that girl have tattled already? Even if really tattled, whatever. I'm probably also not the type who'd cause trouble with colleagues over an ordinary girl. This matter not big. Otherwise by now I'd have found ways settling scores. That day after Sophia came out from restroom, her whole person had something wrong. She said nothing at all. Everything was my own speculation. Suspicion is suspicion, but can't use speculation as evidence convicting. Just wanted probing Sophie Chen few lines. Result. She confessed everything herself. Sophia was very special person. How could she proactively talk with others? Definitely just one-sided bullying. Now I could confirm. Sophie Chen said something bad to Sophia. Based on her series of previous behaviors guessing. Very high possibility. She used the escort girl matter to humiliate Sophia. But if just that, Sophia wouldn't think obsessively to suicide. That silly girl, though fragile, also very tenacious. With her temperament, probably would just silently endure, swallow inside. Handling herself, she once said, however difficult, would try enduring. As long as I don't leave her. So definitely Sophie Chen said words. Making Sophia think about breaking up. Very simple speculation. Just need confirming. Sophie Chen talked with Sophia in restroom. Then entire charges considered clear. People say autumn settles scores. But now also is autumn. Why wait till then? Let's set this aside first. Yesterday I didn't come. Your report. Send it to me later. In whole team, you're doing worst. I switched talking work with Sophie Chen. Immediately she pretended innocent. Bright face suddenly collapsed. But that was just the beginning. Because workplace originally was my strongest territory. I also clearly knew what she feared most. Poor capability. Having to rely on colleague relationships to compensate. I knew her background clearly. Knew she very much valued current work. Based on her work capability. Probably during interview needed quite a few connections getting in. Wanting control, too easy. Know the enemy, know yourself. Plus being on home turf. Must say, too simple having leverage over her. I don't like bullying others. But hate even more those who dare bully people beside me. On the other side, at Riverside Supermarket. Sophia when entering was still full of worry. Yesterday she took off midway then called requesting leave. This was her first time doing such thing. This job, for her not easy obtaining. She very much cherished it. It was the first step helping her enter society. Also her only income source. Just entering the supermarket, she immediately bowed head apologizing to manager. While bowing stammering apologies. 1 month originally had 4 days off. Actually even if she took 4 consecutive days, no problem. Zhang Shufang felt that matter very normal. Conversely, this sudden apology made her somewhat flustered. She kept stammering and bowing. Don't know, would think the manager was bullying a small girl. Fortunately early morning in supermarket had no one yet. Xiaowei, it's okay. Requesting leave is normal, Zhang Shufang gently consoled, conveniently stopping her, not letting her bow anymore. Truly sorry, I encountered some personal matters. Sophia explained. Zhang Shufang answered. Have matters, handle matters. But if next time need requesting leave, remember informing me beforehand. Yes, sorry. Sophia again gripped clothes hem, preparing bowing. She wasn't good at talking. Could only use actions to express. Zhang Shufang consoled few more lines. Seeing customers entering, stopped. Go work. Sophia went changing employee uniform. Very quickly after, she already devoted full effort into stocking work. Watching that hard-working, busy small girl, inside Zhang Shufang felt somewhat moved. Now young people, if encountering work with such wages, probably work 3 days, rest 2 days. Never miss any chance being lazy. Before had a cashier boy here. Just needs sitting at counter scanning codes collecting money. Asking him scan once, difficult as reaching heaven. Touch him, he'd flinch and squirm. Like a warty toad. Yet, he also worked here quite long time. Complained several times wages were low. But people saying that also had reason. Wages here truly were low. Originally couldn't recruit anyone decent. Having someone willing helping already precious. Sophia treated this work others despised. Like treasure cherishing and caring. Honestly, inside Zhang Shufang besides valuing this girl, also had gratitude. She still couldn't bear closing this shop. Not just fearing idleness breeding boredom, but also because this small supermarket was the last thread connecting her with husband. After husband passed, she alone looked after this shop, raising daughter to adulthood, supporting whole family with this very small supermarket. When both discussed opening this shop, also argued quite a few times. Then daughter just born. Family circumstances difficult, life tight, starting hard. Afraid investing too much. Afraid failing, opinions not matching. She wanted living stably, putting daughter first. He wanted doing something for child's future. Both not highly educated, both factory workers at electronics plant. Clearly knew their lives not well off. So just hoped daughter escaping that situation. Though then argued quite much. Her husband still always persisted. Zhang Shufang also took out all savings supporting. Couple together opened this supermarket. Now thinking back that difficult time. Then to find better cheaper supply sources. Her husband daily drove everywhere negotiating. To save hiring workers. Those shelves. Both self-learned assembling via videos. Then many panels installed backwards made them laugh till crying. Now remembering still feels funny. Looking around, everywhere was memories. At that corner, when not yet renovated, both once squatted eating there. She carrying child on back. He picked meat from his lunchbox giving her. Saying, "You've worked hard." And that shelf. He installed panel backwards. She laughed at him endlessly. Initially somewhat angry. But after even he had to laugh. And that cashier counter too. How could she bear closing? This shop not just hers. But also his. She felt as long as this shop remained. He still remained. Keeping the shop was keeping him. Loving the shop was loving him. Chapter 69. That day he said nothing, just silently worked as usual. Today could be said, worst day in Sophie Chen's career. Usually when eating at company cafeteria, wanting getting close to me, she'd proactively approach. And I always found ways avoiding. Initiative completely belonged to me. But today different. This morning she originally already unhappy. Her report had many errors. I scolded her all morning. Now she didn't want seeing my face at all. Planned when eating would avoid far away. Finished getting food. Arranged eating with several other female colleagues. Was planning finding seat farthest from me eating. Didn't expect me proactively coming. Sophie Chen, I'm looking for you to eat together. I want talking with you, sit together. Though inside she groaned endlessly. 100,000 times unwilling. Still had to reluctantly agree. Because I was her direct superior. In company, she could only follow arrangements. Seeing her called away by boss. The colleague arm in arm with her. Also tactfully switched to other table. Saying not disturbing their work talk. I and she found empty table sitting down. sitting facing each other, just separated by one dining table. Sophie Chen's whole person like wilting. Felt like school days. Sitting eating at same table with homeroom teacher. Very uncomfortable. That usual bright lovely appearance also couldn't maintain. She frowned. Completely no appetite. Head down, using chopsticks poking pumpkin piece in tray. Like silently venting anger. I said nothing to her. But turned calling toward food counter. Brother Zhang, over here. Hearing me, Sophie Chen looked up. Looking toward where I called. Brother Zhang carrying tray walked over. Meeting Sophie Chen's gaze. He politely smiled greeting. Brother Zhang was oldest person in programming team 2. About over 30 years old. Calculating, still quite young. Though speaking clumsy, little communication. He was honest, kind-hearted. Very approachable. Whole team valued him. Whatever could help, he'd help completely. Naturally also could be because at his home still had a younger sister in elementary school. Being older brother accustomed, so viewed everyone in team. Like younger siblings treating. Good to everyone. Regarding work. Everyone though asking his help. All had limits. Sophie Chen was different. She completely knew his temperament clearly. Frequently sharing snacks before him. Deliberately acting like silly younger sister. Exploiting his doting sister psychology. Not few times asking him doing reports and writing code. Turning him into tool. I called brother Zhang to sit together. Several people while eating chatted. I went straight to issue. Game's new version about to update. Our team's tasks very heavy. Main programming team already transferred entire optimization plan to our team. We'll be in charge. Some work I want discussing privately with you too. Hearing this, brother Zhang started eating slower, concentrating listening. As for Sophie Chen, even less could swallow. She kept head down cutting pumpkin piece in tray. I found these two to talk. Purpose very simple. Settling scores just secondary. Mainly still about work. I inquired. About front-end optimization progress he was handling. Two programmers exchanged with each other. Quite deep professionally. Sophie Chen just eavesdropping already felt tired. I asked brother Zhang speeding up current optimization progress. Because after that still had several bugs needing fixing, would need his help. He nodded agreeing very decisively. I repeatedly thanked him for the hard work. Then turned looking at Sophie Chen. Feeling my gaze sweeping over. Sophie Chen kept head down. Shoulders unconsciously stiffening. I said, Sophie Chen, your report has many problems. Next time before sending me. Best don't have so many errors anymore. Always a pile of problems giving me. Each time like this, I'm no different from redoing from scratch. You should pay more attention. And also the back-end interface connection part, you're in charge. Just doing reports daily, too little. Hearing this, Sophie Chen looked up, difficult expression, continuously waving hands. I can't do it, I said. Just a few interfaces, can't do? Sophie Chen, I'll do reports really well but interfaces. Reports originally are what you must do well. That's your responsibility. Backend interface part is the task I'm assigning now. Sophie Chen flustered, difficultly looking at brother Zhang. He immediately avoided her gaze. Because she originally wasn't hardcore technical person. Entered company through connections. Work related to programming, basically couldn't do. Those reports I saw, nothing remarkable. She also had to spend much time completing. Relying on time to compensate for volume. Work not requiring technical expertise, could still do. That was already her limit. If forcing her writing real code. Probably like demanding life. Every company would have several people specializing in fishing in troubled waters like this. These people, professional capability weak. Usually try harmonizing with everyone. Bowing a bit. Diligently doing trivial work, like pouring water making tea. Handling simple matters. That was Sophie Chen's work style all along. Not that she didn't want doing difficult work. But lacked capability doing it. Couldn't do. Before, any superior was easygoing. Everyone knew clearly. But didn't say out. Didn't make things difficult for her. Plus she truly knew how making everyone happy. Usually joking around, livening atmosphere. So everyone also tacitly Looked after, not assigning her overly difficult work. Looking at Sophie Chen with distressed expression. Like a weak girl flustered not knowing what to do. I didn't feel any pity. I said, "This isn't discussing. This is me assigning you tasks. Others in team all have workload much more than you." Finishing, I didn't forget adding one line. "If even this can't be done." I deliberately paused, sighed, shook head, lowered continuing eating, said nothing more, meaning already too clear. Translated lightly. If even this can't be done, then you truly don't fit this work. Translated directly. Can do, do. Can't do, quit. Sophie Chen finally reluctantly nodded. She gritted teeth enduring. Face like about to cry. I nodded. You must do seriously. Problems in reports also must value. Don't just go through motions. After that everyone continued the meal. Only Sophie Chen, this meal couldn't swallow. Brother Zhang finished eating, said one word then left table. Took advantage returning to workspace checking module he handled. I joked with him. This counts as overtime work. Calculate overtime pay. Made him laugh. I didn't forget adding, you've worked hard. Brother Zhang was true pillar of programming team 2. All big matters in team, he shouldered. I also ate faster. Just 3 bites finished. Wiped mouth. Drank milk bottle. I looked toward opposite, Sophie Chen. Rice in tray almost untouched. I asked, "What's wrong, eating so slow?" Sophie Chen forced smile. I took a bit much. Seems can't finish. I shook head, holding tray standing. Can't finish. Don't take so much. Wasting food not good. Then turned leaving. Sophie Chen watched my back. Eye sockets red. Everything criticized. Truly troublesome. Both angry and self-pitying. First time she was tormented by work to crying point. Also at company. Extremely embarrassing. Hurriedly raised hand wiping. Forgot hand just touched chili earlier. Lunch break ended. Afternoon work session began. I sat at workspace. Glancing toward Brother Zhang. Must acknowledge one thing. Brother Zhang's work very steady. No lunch break, though I didn't encourage. Still must say, he truly very diligent and serious. Earlier chatting, I learned he'd worked this position 4 years. I was somewhat surprised. With his skills, originally shouldn't just be ordinary programmer for 4 years straight. 80-90%, someone deliberately suppressed him. Office villains, not lacking. Brother Zhang, kind and honest. Looking also not like person good at handling situations. I silently calculated. About 2 more weeks. Main programming and planning programming would complete handover. I'd transfer learning with planning programming team. Then programming team 2 leader position would be vacant. I could recommend a bit. Brother Zhang very deserving person. Thinking this, I shifted eyes looking toward Sophie Chen's seat. Saw no one, seat empty. I looked around once. Then asked little Tien sitting nearby. Seen Sophie Chen? He said heard after eating got chilly in eyes. Went to restroom washing. I frowned. I ate with her. When did chilly get in? Little Tien shook head, saying just heard from other colleagues. I didn't ask more. Signaled him continuing work. Game about to update new version. Everyone in team had heavy work. Each person's tasks all packed schedule. After period working together, I also grasped everyone's capabilities somewhat. Personally arranged tasks. Human resources used quite optimally. Just a bit hard for Brother Zhang, his work somewhat much. Actually what I did, was also to prevent Sophie Chen going finding others doing her work portion. Everyone busy. No way helping her write code anymore. Programming department like this, whenever there's update, or game encounters problems, everyone throws in working. I also didn't deliberately making things difficult for Sophie Chen. Though had settling scores and tension. I didn't press to excessive degree. What I did, was just returning to Sophie Chen. Tasks originally belonging to her. Before, she relied on relationships. Only doing simplest matters. Clearly everyone's salary same. Both programming teams. Had to shoulder work she should do. All trying compensating for her shortfall. Everyone knew clearly. But because already accustomed to that work style. Sophie Chen treated everyone nicely. Spoke gently. Usually stirred up atmosphere. Also frequently shared snacks with everyone. Conduct very skillful. But now different. Things can't continue like before. I didn't have slightest compassion. Straightforwardly stood up, forcing her shouldering work belonging to her responsibility. This matter completely reasonable, also not deliberately causing difficulty. Just difference was, I clearly knew her capability limited. Definitely she couldn't handle herself. And I also already blocked her retreat. No more chances going asking others in team helping. Because currently, everyone was being assigned work exactly matching their capability limits. No one free to shoulder for her. Don't know how she'll manage. But that's her matter. If can't handle. When whole team's progress gets slowed down. Higher ups investigate. Definitely she'll be pushed out bearing responsibility. Let her handle herself. This was how I responded to her bullying Sophia. Not too heavy but also not light at all. If she doesn't do well, might lose job. If forcing herself doing it, probably exhausted to collapse. On the other side, Sophie Chen red-eyed stepped out from restroom. Chilly in eyes, truly unbearably painful. She washed repeatedly many times. Yet eye sockets still burning hot. Sophie Chen recorded this debt directly to my account. Though clearly she herself raised hand rubbing. Still blamed everything on me. She didn't return to seat immediately, but went to company's third floor. To HR Director Zhao Qian's office. Hearing door knock, Zhao Qian moved eyes from computer screen. Seeing Sophie Chen forcing a smile, lightly pushing door entering, Zhao Qian asked, "Cha-cha. What's the matter?" Somewhat surprised because, work hours yet she came finding her office. Sophie Chen sat down on facing chair. Looking at her bloodshot eyes, Zhao Qian suddenly felt chills down spine. She secretly gripped tight the prayer beads from temple. Saying was blessed to ward off evil. Held tightly in hand, Sophie Chen spoke. "Sister Qian. I want telling you something." Zhao Qian asked. "What matter?" Gaze wary. Facing was girl acting flustered and shy. But with her understanding of Sophie Chen, clearly that was just acting. That matter she didn't care about. Didn't bother noticing. Her showy actions. Just cared about those red eyes. Right when Sophie Chen about to speak, she couldn't help asking, "What happened to your eyes? So red?" Sophie Chen said, "Eating, got chilly, that's all." Hearing that, Zhao Qian sighed relief. Prayer beads in hand also loosened. Then said, "All right, speak. What matter?" Sophie Chen again forced shy expression. Acting like hard to say. She spoke. "Sister Qian. I want talking about team leader Ethan Carter." Zhao Qian asked. "Your programming team 2's matter? Something needing telling me?" Sophie Chen said. "I feel he assigned me too much work." Before letting her continue, Zhao Qian already interrupted. "This morning Mr. Carter came finding me. He showed me work assignment plan. Everything very reasonable, no problems at all." Sophie Chen froze. A moment later she asked, "Programming team 2's work. Why would he come reporting to you?" Zhao Qian just smiled, not speaking. This morning she also felt strange. Didn't understand why Ethan Carter came finding her. First time he assigned such heavy work. Saying wanted her opinion. Then she was still surprised. Team programming matters, not asking main programming. Not asking planning programming. But running to HR asking. Now she understood. This Mr. Carter, from afar seemed harmless and kind, but actually not simple at all. Zhao Qian looked at Sophie Chen with meaningful gaze. Laughing lightly. "You also came finding me, the HR person, to reflect problems." Her words made Sophie Chen freeze. Blinking, she understood. Turns out Ethan Carter not only clearly knew her company relationships, but also blocked every retreat route. Truly vicious moves. Second floor, programming team 2's work area. I was concentrating typing code lines. Suddenly little Tien nudged my arm lightly. I turned around, saw him using gaze signaling. I looked following his direction. Sophie Chen had returned, plopping down on chair with empty gaze. I stood walking over, showing some colleague concern. I asked, "Your eyes better?" Heard chili splashed in eyes? Sophie Chen looked up at me. This unexpected concern, though from the very person who just made her miserable. At weakest moment, she still felt somewhat moved. Sophie Chen said, "Better. Thank you, team leader." Polite words not yet finished. I answered, "Better is good. Now take advantage doing work. These reports all don't meet requirements. I also have much work to do. This time no time helping you fix. Handle yourself. Try completing before work ends." Saying so, I placed file stack on her desk. Not needing to know whether she agreed, whether she could do. I turned leaving decisively, leaving behind her tear-filled gaze. All the way until work ended. Team leader, goodbye. Goodbye. See you tomorrow. Still busy? Almost done. Brother Zhang, you've worked hard. Team leader, bye. Bye. Each team member successively left. Company's second floor gradually became quiet. Space silent. Only remained even keyboard typing sounds. In programming team 2, person with heaviest workload still was me. My technical level, highest in team. So whenever needing support, I was the one shouldering most. I stayed overtime working a bit more. Handling matters, reviewing everything carefully. Looked at clock. Time to pick up Sophia from work. I took phone and car keys. Just turned around, startled. Sophie Chen standing there silently, saying nothing. Face gloomy, dejected. Made me jump. I asked, "Why not home yet?" While speaking, padded chest calming. Sophie Chen hesitantly asked, What did I do making you angry?" I pretended not understanding. Sophie Chen said, "I admit. Before I once wanted getting close to you." She hesitated, then lowered head, gripping hands tightly. "But liking you, probably not wrong?" I glanced around, seeing no one. But still kept guard. "Not wrong. Thank you for liking me. But I have girlfriend already." "You've also met her." Though clearly knowing she was lying, I still cooperated acting. I originally had a habit. Before deciding doing something, would prepare mentally bearing all consequences. Only when clearly determining the price, I'd calculate thoroughly. Already decided punishing Sophie Chen. Absolutely couldn't act half-heartedly. Couldn't just simply causing difficulty. Must clarify everything's beginning and end. To guard against someone backing her. Sophie Chen as a person, not complex. Though not blatantly money-hungry type. Always wanted clinging to wealthy people. Finding ways extracting benefits. As for personal habits, I didn't want judging more. From when I newly transferred to company. Sophie Chen originally had little interest in me. I also had no intention getting close to her. Even deliberately presenting myself as poor person. Result very effective, everything stable. But then don't understand why. One day she suddenly changed. Started approaching me with different purpose. Continuously displaying obvious flirting tactics. I didn't believe she could see through my disguise. At least couldn't suddenly discover. Definitely someone leaked information. I was transferred from headquarters to branch learning. Perhaps she heard something about my actual income. Otherwise wouldn't suddenly bring up work topics chatting. Sticking to me several days straight. Still trying acting intimate. I then went asking Zhao Qian and main programming side. Several people. Clearly knowing my circumstances. Normally our relationships very good. I asked skillfully. Everyone said didn't leak anything. I again asked several friends at headquarters. With my connections. Investigating this matter easy as flipping palm. As expected, headquarters side said. Last month, a female employee from other department. Once inquired about me. Reaching here, I'd grasped the clue. After determining information source, I also basically knew about Sophie Chen clearly. And began carrying out punishment. Didn't expect. Just lightly acting. She already couldn't bear. Not even half a day, already wilted. No other way. She had to come facing directly. But still lying. Also using excuse of liking me. Clearly just making excuses. Perhaps for face. Didn't dare admitting self-being for money. Even so, hearing that reason, I remained alert, not ruling out possibility she was setting trap. Luring me saying something unfavorable then recording. Caution always as good friend.